Hi! Oh no! It's all
Oh.
messed up!
Hooray!
Don't have music either, Emerson.
No, I know, that's why. But you can hear us,
Hello.
which is always fun. We have
Is
our
it?
technical difficulties, so thank you for joining us today at Strixhaven, Ilandara. Once
What
you
get
can
for saying
see
you're
me...
ready.
Well, I just didn't have the music actually loaded in, so yeah.
Are
But,
we muted or not?
what?
Are we muted or
No,
still
definitely
on?
not.
No. We're done. We're on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
checking.
once you
Alright.
can see us,
See you next Tuesday, guys.
oh my god. Once you can see us, my name is Emerson. I'm our DM for today. Joining me is none other than Carly, who should be in our top left corner, I believe. Then we will have our... No, I'm not going to say where people are because then I'll actually get it wrong.
Yeah.
Hope you do.
Did you just say you hope? You're a bully.
Yeah, it's new.
No shit.
Oh my
You
god.
wanna fuck
Criminy.
What
cry
else
me a
is
fuck
new?
river? You gonna cry? Piss your pants, maybe?
That fucking audio.
Make me shit and cum?
I hate it. Okay.
Okay.
This is the
Deja
start of
looks like she wants to
something.
go home.
Yeah, well,
This is the most unhinged shit that has ever happened.
Deja's home, but she looks like she wants to go home.
why is it still being messed up? Well, for some reason, it still is just refusing to be good.
Everything looks good except it's only half of you, Emerson.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Perfect.
it's yeah. But what is Jerry with the tiny hand?
It's funny.
But God, what is up with this?
Oh
My
God.
cat
Hold the hand
hit
for a
the
second.
power button. My cat hit the power button while I was setting everything up, and it glitched everything out because I wasn't
What?
It
able
Everything
looks
looks
to.
fine
like
to
we're
me.
streaming the Disney race game. Looks like
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Yeah, but I mean,
Ooh.
like we've now lost everything.
Oh.
Like it's
Yeah, that's fine.
it's also not showing us our game there. Okay.
The technical. Did you take technical difficulties down?
I did.
Okay.
Because I had to see.
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, so I've just been like fucking around with the baby hand the entire time on stream like this. As soon as I saw we're on stream, I started going.
Yeah, he went full baby hand. Full babed hand.
Mode.
Dude, I have an entire box of baby hands like that.
As you should.
It was a white elephant gift.
Oh,
Just a box of them. There's like
That's
12
cursed.
or something.
That's cursed,
Oh yeah.
Emerson.
Oh yeah.
Did you like steal it?
I did
and, like-
steal it from the person because
that.
all the other gifts were lame comparatively. That's such a good
Ew.
weird gift.
That's such like a weird thing to cherish. I'm like, oh yes, the baby hands are the best gift. What kind of fucking white elephant are you going to do? That sucks ass.
That's the whole point. They were all weird. That's the whole
Yeah,
point of
but
white
at least have
elephant.
something good.
I love
Yeah.
going to one of the best things that you can do in White Elephant is going to a thrift shop. Or no, first off, you need to go to a White Elephant where you're not allowed to spend more than like $10.
$10. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what you do is you go to a thrift shop and you buy one of the family portraits that's there of a family that's not yours.
Yes.
And you wrap
Or-
that up and you give
Yes.
that like the little ornament where it's a picture of like the kids of the family, you know, or like
Mhm.
one
Or
of
you
just
give them $10 in Robux.
oh my
Damn.
god. No, but just the more personal the item from a thrift shop, just the more unhinged it is as a white elephant gift.
Sure.
So yeah.
Last time on Strixhaven.
Yeah. We did stuff. We made it through the Underdark. No one killed themselves, which is really impressive. Syntax
That's
maybe
one.
sold
We
themselves for
tried.
24 hours.
That did happen. That's not wrong.
There was a deep dragon down there that just
Yeah, it was.
really likes forbidden knowledge
Real deep.
and didn't really get Syntax and was like, cool. You guys traded a lot of the knowledge you have because you guys actually have some really
We just fucking narked on everything we
yes,
do.
yes. But you actually have some very unique circumstances and knowledge. So you got a lot of good magic items from it.
I love how you made her roll to even believe any of the insane
I
shit
only
you
did
were
on the
telling her.
last one.
Yeah,
Because
at
that
this
was
point,
like,
it's like there's no way that's happening to all these kids.
yeah,
No,
it's
I know,
like there
that
were
was
so
funny.
many things. And the last one is, hey, something crazy happened, but everyone forgot. So she really can't corroborate it, right?
Yeah.
Until Syntax is like, no, the armor I'm wearing is from its corpse. And then she's like, oh, maybe. But yeah. So
It is
you
what it
guys
is.
got to the surface area. They're waiting for you guys in a grassy field. It's one of those, it's grassy, but then there's also granite rocks poking up, breaking up the monotony of it. Think kind of like Irish hillside, Scottish, there's the big stones every so often. You guys just came up through a big pile of those to see one of these vehicles. It's obviously not in this location, but it is this type of vehicle. It's an Insara magically
Wow.
magically
It's a
moving,
rhino beast.
magically powered car. Standing out front of the car is none other than this woman. One of you knows who that is. Because you have had dealings with her. She's effectively the... I know, that's so, like, you know who she is because you know her. I really did kind of say it like that, didn't I?
The soap opera begins.
Yeah,
People die when
so...
they're killed.
People die when they're killed. Dang it, I hate that that's actually really funny. Where is her artwork? I mean, I pulled up
You
her
only die if
artwork.
you're dead.
Fuck.
Get your hand down. Put your fucking hand away, bro.
So her name is Cormella.
Mm-hmm.
And she is Cormella Strine. She is a vampire. And one of the true vampires, Jerry. I swear to God.
One of those sessions, huh?
Alright, I'm done.
But
This is what happens when we start later.
Cormella is Strine's essentially right-hand man. She doesn't run any of the individual houses in Goldheart, but she is the one that effectively enacts Strine's will. So when Strine says, hey, get something done, she's the one who cracks her knuckles and then goes and does the thing and cracks knuckles while doing so. So yeah, she enjoys crime and is here because your family reached out. I say your family. Astrin reached out to her family. And yeah, as you guys come out of the Underdark, she just gives you a very apathetic glance. Astrin, you know that she is not one to really emote too much. She is always business.
Never pleasure.
She just stands there with her hands behind her back, waiting by the side door of the car for you guys to go in. As you guys emerge, she kind of gives just the barest minimum of a nod, which is effectively just her acknowledging that you guys are there. But Astrid knows that, like, for her, that's essentially the equivalent of waving and, like, screaming. You know? That's the most, like, friendly she gets. And she's friendly with you. I would say it's not a mother situation at all, but it's definitely that, you know, she's been around your entire life. She's one of the few people who has been because she's a vampire.
Close friend of the family who's just always been around.
She's, Yeah, I'd say almost like a nanny, but not really. Because at one point she was a nanny, but also over the course of 97 years, at that point, your relationship has changed from when it was that, right? But you can bet your ass, like, he didn't actually do any of the raising. Any of the proper raising was probably her. But she's also not great at emotions, right? So here we go. But her devotion to Urin is unwavering, borderline fanatical. Who could have guessed? It's not like she kissed the forehead of a statue of him in the artwork, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
So Cormella gestures for you all to enter the car, saying nothing. What do you guys do? You just emerged from the Underdark. Syntax is not there. It's probably getting to be pretty late.
So, like, should we set up camp here and wait for Syntax? Or
That
should we
is a
just
good
leave
question.
Syntax?
Cormella looks at Astrid and just raises an eyebrow as questioning what's going on.
How far away are we from her? Like,
What?
how far away are we from her? Is she right there?
She's pretty close. She's probably about 40 feet away or so. But again, she's a vampire and was an elf. Her senses are rather keen. You would know this from experience.
Yeah. I just couldn't. I was just trying to visualize.
You
and
guys
not
can have a
wanting to
private
yell.
conversation, but you'd have to essentially intentionally make it private.
Yeah. Do we have a way of contacting Syntax to ask
You
him?
do not. Well, you have your sending
Not even better.
stones. You have your sending stones, which you can try. You haven't tried those.
We could leave like a trail of breadcrumbs or something.
I don't think that is necessary.
Kay is
dragon
going to
said-
try to use her sending stone just to see if she can get in touch with Syntax. Just like, hey, are you okay? Still alive?
Syntax, at this point, the dragon wouldn't be back yet. So you've been sitting there for probably like an hour and a half just in the lair. What you doing? The ground
Taking
is
a
springy. You're taking a nap? Okay.
Yeah, so I don't appear.
Again, how sending stones work, like, you might not have woken up Syntax, but you know you got through to him.
Ah.
Okay.
We'll make it easy.
Well-
Does it work?
Yes, contacting Syntax works. She got through. It's just Syntax. You got his, like, not, I'm sorry, this number is no longer in service. You got that leave a message. So, like, it got
Straight to
through,
voicemail?
but, like, yeah.
But
Straight to
sassy. 'cause
voicemail?
it's a-
Yeah.
No, I'll reply. It's fine. Kaerthana, we still have 23 hours and 12 minutes.
Oh my
did you
God.
miss anything?
No, that's all right. We're gonna be on our way. You gonna be able to catch up with us?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make her take me. She'll figure it out. Don't worry.
You're
We'll
right.
get going.
You're
We
right.
have to rush.
Okay.
Did you want anything while I was down here?
No, please don't take anything without permission.
I'm going
Okay.
to the store. Anybody want something?
I'm just gonna get some more crystals. Be right back.
No.
For those of you who are just joining us or missed 2 sessions ago, Syntax was 4 hit points from instantly killing himself because of some scientific inquiry.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, baby.
Yeah,
Mm.
I guess. Why did I agree to that?
Just imagining
So-
Kaerthana, like, essentially having her phone on speaker. We're all, like, circled around it.
Yeah, Syntax is gonna be okay, and Shessa going in and out. Sorry. Shessa will make sure that Syntax gets back to us, I'm sure. I think we're all right. She did say she would bring him back to us.
Yeah, to you guys, not the exit, to you guys.
Interesting. So I guess
Yes, so I
we
guess
don't
we
need
just
to leave a car behind for them?
no, we just enter this mystery vehicle and trust where it takes us.
I mean, I can tell you who that is.
Says the
and we
one
can
person
trust
who
her.
like has seen these cars before. Like objectively probably the least mystery vehicle for you and Astrid.
Mystery vehicle and the fact that we don't know who the fuck this is.
You would
We're
also
getting into a
know
stranger's
you
car.
would know who this is.
I would know who this is.
Yeah, she is she's if you've seen Avatar, The Last Airbender, well no, if you've seen Legend of Korra, she's Julie to Urin's Varric.
Nice.
That is
Nice.
the
Good
best
meter.
description I have. She
Yeah,
is
she's the one who does the
always
thing.
there next to him, and she's arguably the one who actually does the things.
Just morally worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Astrid
Honestly,
just walked up
Varric
to
is a
her.
great Varric and Julie is a great
Then
example.
With that knowledge,
I'm
Imogene's gonna
right.
look at Evie and Karathana and be like, I want to give you a fair warning. Illegal things may or may not happen.
I mean, he's got the point.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
We are heading into Ansara, where my sister has taken over a good portion of the population. I don't think at this point I'm very concerned about legality.
Good attitude to
But
have.
thank
I mean, it's good to have on the table, so we don't get we were never told this.
Yes.
Wait, why do you know that if this was set up through Astrans? Never mind. That's alright. Okay.
I
I mean,
no,
I mean-
keep going. Sorry.
it's Astrid's just gonna telepathically ask Imogen, like, did you not tell them that you were from Goldheart, or?
I forget what I tell specifically.
That's fair, but do you want to tell them now?
I mean,
so this clears up a lot of
I
your questions.
feel like we could talk about this in the car, right? Maybe.
I think it's a one sentence thing you can tell them.
I like to
what do I
imagine you
say
guys
then?
are having this conversation of like, are you going to tell them? But like in the middle of the whole group. So like they're
It's just
hearing you
silence.
being like, maybe I'll tell
Yeah.
them.
So,
Well, it's
like,
telepathic.
I feel
It's
like
the telepathic
they-
thing, so it's just dead silent.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's telepathic.
yeah, it's
Shoot, I forgot it's
telepathic.
the
They're just kind
telepathic
of looking
one.
at each other, like furling their eyebrows and
Yeah.
shit.
Kay and Evie are just
looking
like
on.
clearly in the loop, but out of the loop. Like we're looking at each other, like, are they done?
I feel like
Oh.
they.
Do we need
I-
to go?
I don't feel like it's a
Fuck
secret.
it, you know what? You know
I
what?
thought
Fuck it.
everyone knew.
Karathana and Evie, he's from Goldheart.
Oh,
Yeah, don't all of them already know that?
Yeah, no, like it's, even she's like,
I-
I thought you all knew I was from Goldheart.
a lot of things have happened.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
I am also involved in what she is involved in. Like as he points to Astrid. Just a different part of it.
Oh.
Life is strange. Life is funny like that.
That is also why we have a history with each other.
How else do you think we became friends?
I love the slightly pained look on Deja's face as Karathana. It's great.
Well-
I'm really loving it.
Because Astrid is like, that's how we became friends, but Kay thinks that she's friends with Astrid, but doesn't know her from the past. So she's like, wait, are we still friends? But she's not going to say that hourly. There's too much going on to unpack that right now. So.
I love it. It's just everyone's like a little overly tired and just like everything is just not quite making sense like it should, but it
Everybody's doing
doesn't.
the equations meme.
Yeah.
The math's not mathing.
We can talk more about it in the car. If needed.
Yeah.
The woman has just been standing out front of the car this whole
Yeah.
time in a very
Okay.
like
I I'm
You
just
go-
going
wait, do
to.
we need to go to the, she's been standing there for a while. Do we need to go meet
I'm
with her?
I'm just going to. Astron's just gonna walk over.
Yeah. She just gestures one hand. She like pulls out from behind her back and just gestures toward the open door of the car. It has like a DeLorean door, so it opens to the up. You know,
Fuck yeah.
to the up. It opens to the up, and yeah. Yeah,
No,
she
can't
just
do that.
she gives you like a curt nod to Astron specifically, which is again very warm welcome from her. She must have missed you while you were at school.
Oh, been a while. How are things at home?
They're adequate.
Fair. Anything notable happen at one of the parties? Besides the one that the last one that we went to?
She'll just say, comparatively slow.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, guess you can't have everything, but it is what it is. How is Uren?
He is Urin. She's very talkative today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imogen.
As expected. As expected. Lovely to see you as always, Cornella.
Again, little curt nod.
Thank you for meeting us here. It is much appreciated.
Urin wished to. I did too low of a voice, and I had to. Okay. Urin wished to deal with this personally, or as
I'm sure.
close to personally as he can.
I'm sure. Well, let me introduce you to everyone, and I'll just wave the group over with a smile.
We can do this inside of the car, no?
Oh,
Again,
of course.
she's
of
still
course.
just standing there with her hand sideways, gesturing to the inside of the car.
Oh, of course, of course.
Very good.
Imogen's gonna enter and be like, it's starting to make a lot more sense now.
Yeah, so you've like never interacted with her, but that doesn't mean that she's not always right behind Urin, right?
Yeah.
She's his shadow.
He's more so thinking the fact that, makes a lot more sense why Astron is the way she is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Once inside the car, it's not magically larger on the inside, but it is still very impressive how they've managed to utilize the space. It's kind of like when you step into like a party bus and you're like, how is there actually this much space in here? Like, I know there is, but like, how can I walk? Right? Like, sometimes buses weird me out. I'm like, how am I walking in this? Like, I can't walk in my car. I mean, granted, it's like double the width of a car, so like it makes sense. But you know what I mean? Where it's just like sometimes.
Small car.
Yeah. I also have a sedan, so you know. But but still, you get what I mean. It's one of those
Yeah, so
that
what do you
like
want about?
it's like the ceiling's low, so you can't like stand up, but a lot like a limo, where you might have like a small table along the side. In this case, it's in the center. There's a kind of padded back seat that's almost like a love seat sofa, and there's another one on the far side that's the same way, as well as seats on either side of a table in the center. You can't like walk around this table, but depending on where you sit, all of you can kind of look at this one long rectangular table. She sits so that she is riding backwards, taking an entire one of the two sort of love seats to herself. There's a stack of envelopes beside the seat, or I should say on the seat where someone else would be sitting. So I guess she waits for all of you to get into the car, but it's very easy to tell where she's sitting. Where would you guys like to sit? Doesn't really matter too much, but
Right next to her.
are you actually?
How much space is it on one side?
Again, it's like a love seat, so it's kind of like a couch where it's like 2 people is comfortable. You could probably fit up to 4, but that doesn't mean you should. Especially if one of them has a tail.
Yeah, Imogene's gonna be like, I'm gonna go over here.
Astrid's not gonna stop him because she wants to see what happens.
But yeah, so her love seat, again, she's not sitting on it right now, but all of the papers are set up there that it's very clear that's where she was sitting. So is Imogene sitting on that love seat?
Sitting on that side, yeah.
Okay. Astrid, everyone, are you guys gonna sit at the other love seat or just sort of around the table?
Astrid will sit next to Karithna.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well,
No, keep going. Sorry.
yeah. Kay will probably set up with Astrid and Evie like around the table.
Cool. Let's be real. Nim probably grabbed the love seat. But yeah, because there's the whole party in here, right? So it's like a limo where it's like it's fun and spacious for 2 to 4 people, but like now it's like, oh, this is the capacity. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So realistically, someone probably had to sit next to her. But like as she climbs in at there, she just looks at Imogen for a moment, picks up the documents, sits down and puts them on the table directly in front of her, very matter-of-factly. She's not really registering one way or the other that Imogen is sitting next to her.
Incredible.
Nice.
Again, very business. Meanwhile, Syntax. Why are you shaking your head?
Nothing should be happening to me.
Okay, we can hold off, I guess. But,
No, go. What happened?
Your being
So-
is getting investigated by a dragon. What are you talking about?
yeah, so the
would
dragon,
hand wave.
the dragon has returned as she comes back.
Syntax is just lounging. Is like, welcome to my horde. Like an
Do you
asshole.
say that?
Yeah, yes, Emerson. That's why I said it.
Yeah, I guess that's how this game works, isn't it? But the dragon just kind of looks at you and has a sort of amused smirk. You're very confident, aren't you? Or is it a
trying-
mask?
Right now, it is a mask. I am terrified that I'm just gonna die right now, but we'll see.
I promised you I wouldn't leave any lasting harm.
Yeah, but words are cheap.
You have to trust some things sometimes.
And a gigantic dragon that we just met is not one of those.
Fair enough. You say as she's like an elf and objectively pretty small right now. But yeah. She approaches you and like starts pulling things out of her hoard that look a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, pulls
Like-
out big old like.
Like, is that it's like a caliper and like all of the like is this scientific equipment or is it torture equipment? We don't know. Yeah. And she starts talking and like asking everything from like think a physical. If you've ever gotten a physical where the doctor, you know, asks everything from like, so like what's your bowel movements like to like
I don't have those.
yeah, exactly. And so like she's fully analyzing. It's very personal but dispassionate. So it probably is uncomfortable, but then becomes very just kind of easier, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to Syntax. I don't know if it becomes easier for Syntax.
Yeah, they don't care.
But yeah, so there's all of that. And then she also starts poking and prodding about how your clockwork things work. And then eventually says, now, that eye patch, is it covering a missing eye?
Yes, there isn't one. Yeah, they'll take it off. Syntax has been very like, probably like also being a good patient isn't actually giving that much like that. Yeah.
Like
They're
not giving the
curious as
sass
well.
back.
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
Because she did promise to give you any sort of information she comes to. Like, she's not going to keep any revelation to herself.
Yeah, this is where I get into most of the inner workings. Pulls out the key, explains that. It gets kind of goopy sometimes.
She
That's
collects a
fun.
sample of your eye goop.
Yeah, there's that.
And, like, she definitely tastes it at one point.
Okay.
You know, like, yeah.
No, yeah.
She brings it over to like an alchemy station and starts like boiling it and doing the like distilling thing. And, you know, you can tell I know a lot about this topic, but she starts really messing with it and poking around. Curiously, I can't read your mind. Is this something that you've encountered in the past?
At least 2 other times.
So that implies it's more than just a lack of power. I'm assuming these individuals were of note.
One was a mind flare and the other was a mind mage.
Very well. You don't really get more psionically potent than a mind flayer, or someone who calls themselves a mind mage, I suppose. She starts asking sort of questions that are weirdly about kind of consciousness. Like, she's asking questions about like how you see yourself. Everything from so do you have an inner monologue? Like, do you all of those like weird internet questions that you might come across of like, so do you picture things when you imagine them?
Yeah.
Is it in a color? Is it not? Can you picture things you haven't seen before?
Fun.
Yeah. So it's probably actually a little interesting. Little things Syntax didn't quite know about themselves, you know, or know that like that wasn't normal or is normal. But she seems really interested on this idea of do you have a inner monologue? Like, is there this so she's asking about that. Was that a yes as Syntax, or was that a
No, that was me being like, are you asking me to decide?
Yeah, go for it. Sure.
I normally just do what I think.
Interesting. I had a theory, but you have interesting qualities. I would say you're a reanimated corpse, but there's little things here and there that seem lacking. Normally, there'd be elements of the identity left over, even if a soul is lacking.
Wait, I have an actual question from you. This is gonna be useful. Oh, Syntax's player has to look up a word.
You're good.
There's a place that I spent like 6 months with Evie looking to find out. It's called Dabba-dabba-da. Do you know where that is?
Oh my god. Abadabada. Yeah, let me. Then there's me being like, oh no, what is it called? It's Lamordia. It's Lamordia. I'll pull up the map again so that you guys can see it. You found this map of it. So she furrows her brow. I haven't heard of it, but
nobody knows where this is.
There is a theory amongst those of us who are young enough that we don't know the world pre-calamity. We believe that it might have once been larger.
Okay.
And that the disaster that led to separating us from the outer planes and the large wastes in the center of the continent also fragmented the material plane. It's possible this Lemurdia is something that might have once been part of our world, but is now a fragment.
Well, how do I get there? Or how did I get here if I'm from there? And why don't I remember?
I can say with relative confidence that I don't think you're from anywhere other than here.
Okay.
Your composition, the way that you react, this is your native material plane. In fact, even things from Kirene across the ocean that was separated from us up until only 100 years ago, they react slightly differently. Which leads us to believe that that land was once truly separate before it was reunited. That would imply, then, that maybe this Lemurdia can be reconnected to the world as well.
That's interesting. Okay.
That's just my theory, anyways. This, again, is something that is obviously quite difficult to test in any practical way. But maybe, just like how outer planes can have an influence on an individual, maybe this world has an influence on you, a connection of sorts. You say you visited it?
Yes, twice, specifically in similar situations. On the lunar eclipse, the last day of the year. Or the first day, I can't remember.
It's technically a day in kind of in between the years, so that works. It's the first and the last. But she nods as if this is when she would expect that. It makes sense. That's when our world is closest to the worlds beyond. Even Shadowfell and Feywild crossings flare up during the eclipse. There's a reason why in ancient times it was considered exceedingly bad luck. Especially the month before the eclipse. In fact, that month is even named after the god of madness. It's bad luck, especially in Kirene across the ocean, because the planes are closer. Their influence is stronger building up to the eclipse. And that can lead to interesting things.
That's something to think about.
Perhaps pursue magics that... There was a time certain magics could shift you between planes. That could transport you to outer worlds. Naturally, that doesn't work anymore since they've been cut off from us, but maybe you can venture to this Lemurdia using magics like that. That, or have some kind of guiding beacon to lead you there. While you perform that magic, obviously.
Of course. I think we've talked enough hypothetical. Should we look a bit deeper into me? See what else we can find?
There's a glint of, hunger in her eyes, right? There's, more mysteries. Yes!
Syntax is, casually holding, a scalpel.
Yeah, and,
I don't know.
Yeah, and so, she's, Shessa is very, very excited. She does essentially the equivalent of the rubber glove, thump, and that's where we'll, transition out of that scene, right? So inside the car, you feel
you'll get a message from Syntax, Karthana. Going under, hope to see you soon, don't expect a message, goodbye.
Karthana later sends a message and somehow detects that Syntax is just ahead. I'm gonna no. She somehow removes syntax. Okay, no. That'd be horrible. Syntax isn't full Frankenstein yet. But yeah, so you feel the slight rumble of the car as it moves along. It's so much smoother than any carriage you guys have been in before. But again, by today's standards, it's definitely not a smooth ride. But you guys are going fast. There's not really any windows in here. They're very high and very narrow. So if you guys really want to, you can kind of like push up from your seat and peek through it. And you guys are going at least 80 miles an hour. Like, you guys are fucking flying.
Nice.
Which also makes sense why, like, the front of the car effectively has a big, like the train little cattle guard that, like, makes things go to the side. Like, you have a feeling if that hit something going fast enough, it would just shear right through it. Which Astra knows that's what they do. But
Gotta go fast.
yeah, obviously, it depends on what you hit, right? Like, you still don't want to hit things, but like if they hit a tree stump, they're not.
To be.
Yeah, well, if they hit a tree stump, they're not gonna like crash, because there's not really roads per se, or if there are, it's like a road for a carriage. This car in particular, Astron would recognize anyways. It's designed a little bit more for, quote, off-roading. Yeah.
Wait, so this tank is just smashing through the forest right now? What the fuck?
Well, not the forest. It's smashing along technically a large grasslands, but it's on a road. But the road is
like plowing through,
but the road is
Saying hypothetically,
yeah,
it can.
So it
embrace modernity.
It can't just like plow through a forest. I'm sorry, that is misleading. But as far as like what you can find on a dirt road or in a grasslands, it could hit a stump and you guys would know, but you'd be fine, right? But like hitting a full-on tree or like a wall obviously is hitting something, you know, like, yeah. It's like a train. A train can hit things and it'll hit it out of the way, but like you'll know you hit a car, you know, like it'll win, but you'll know it.
I want to get into the awkward RP.
Okay, so she is sitting there like she doesn't seem to really react to like all of the bumps and everything as again, surprisingly smooth, but you're also going like 80. So she's like very casually pulling out these envelopes and getting ready to like show them to you guys as you know, half of you are probably like death gripped in the seat.
Ashton's unbothered.
Imogene's like casually sitting and just asking like the dumbest questions, like, so like, have you ever hit someone with this? Like, which direction does it fly?
And she would just be like, it depends.
Like, does it depend on speed or the curvature of the angle that you hit them at?
Both.
Fascinating.
And she's all saying this very matter of fact, like not looking at you, going through the folders. We felt that it would be best to provide you with the information we have on Rarethia. Fuck. She didn't mess up the name. I did.
Come on.
Oh, come on. You should
Actually,
have
no.
some flaw.
No, she actually did say it right. On Rarethia and all of her team. Our information is limited as they are a relatively new force in the world. And despite our best efforts, they are... they don't let individuals into their inner circle too well. However, we have managed to identify, well, of course, your sister, and all of those who she is immediately commanding. If there was any sort of empathy to the fact that Raerthia is your sister, it's not there. She's very matter of fact, very like, yes, your sister is a serial killer. Here is information, like there's no glossing over, like, okay. But she pulls out a first paper, and this parchment has pinned to it a artist's painting, because photos are not a thing. But it's a very realistic
It
painting.
can be.
An artistic rendition.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a fucking car. We should have photos.
we have photos. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's fucking steampunk
it's
city.
magical. It's magical photos, right? It's
Yeah,
not
like these
science
people gotta be real
photos.
fucking stupid to not have a goddamn photo.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
there's spells that literally make visual images. Come on.
Yeah. Good point.
Jesus.
But yeah,
And you
so they're
just
like
smash
magical
paper on it.
photos, right? Like,
Man.
yeah, they were made through magic. Okay, but so they pull up one that is
Yeah, see?
yeah, a photo.
That's a fucking wanted poster if I've ever seen one.
That's a what?
So that's a fucking wanted poster if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
So they pull out this, pinned to it is this, they unclip it, pass around her photo. This is very different than the Raerthia that you know, Caerthana. You can still see her in it, but there's a little bit of a haughtiness to her that you're not used to seeing. She is, at least when you knew her, pretty much one of the, like, the definition of a selfless individual. She kind of was always very self-sacrificing for both you and your family. But they have just sort of a few brief bits of knowledge. Daughter of Seretha, deceased, which is your mother. Half-sister Caerthana, younger. Former apothecary, Raerthana allegedly turned to vampirism as a means to end suffering and prolong life. Now Vampire Lord, she has turned 4 known individuals, potentially more, into thralls. So, I should be saying this as the character. Now a Vampire Lord, she has turned 4 known individuals, potentially more, into thralls. These 4 are proper Vampire Lords, however, given full autonomy. Her progenitor is unknown. We do not know who changed her and who gave her autonomy. She is gifted in alchemical magics, and it is alleged that it has been boosted by her vampiric nature. They like pass around this document so you all can see it. Again, Caerthana, not who or how you kind of remember her. Next is her right-hand man, or I should say bodyguard. A man named Tharm. We don't know where he specifically came from. He's assumed a childhood friend. Caerthana, you actually do know who this is. He was the son of the blacksmith in your hometown. He was always very large for his age, and always very strong, just compared to everyone else, right? He was definitely one of those kids who like hit puberty at like 12 and was like 6 foot in middle school, right? Like it's definitely that kind of vibe. He's always been very quiet. But whereas other people necessarily picked on Caerthana, he didn't necessarily pick on you, but he just was quiet. He just didn't defend you, didn't help you. But you wouldn't be surprised if you found out that he had feelings for Raerthana. He was closer to her age than yours. And sure, your town was small, so there's not like there was a ton of people to mingle with. But, yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if you found out that they were actually a little bit closer than you had known. But as according to the dossier, it says, little is known about Tharm. Allegedly, he's from the same town as Rhaearthia. She turns to Caerthina. Can you corroborate this fact?
Yes.
She just gives a curt nod. He serves as Rhaearthia's bodyguard. He's never seen away from her side. He is heavily armored, although combat skills have never been witnessed. We do not know how good he is in a fight, but implications is he can handle himself. Unlike the other individuals who she has turned, he seems to be the least opinionated. In fact, we were not entirely sure if she had given him true autonomy, but our sources say he is in fact fully freed and not a thrall. But his dedication to her is commendable. There are 3 others who she has allied herself with. Probably the most influential is, once it loads, is Varian Faust. Varian Faust is the head of the Faust family. He's the heir of one of the more influential families in Sara, owning large swaths of land, but not entirely the level of wealth that you would see in a, I suppose, noble house of Goldheart. He is a shrewd negotiator and wordsmith, and he's Rhaearthia's chief advisor and representative in diplomatic affairs. He is not to be underestimated, and while he is better known for his silver tongue, he is also known to be skilled in professional dueling with a rapier. We do not know if that will translate to true combat, but as far as duels amongst nobles, he is highly regarded. But again, his danger comes with the sweetness of his words, and as is known with some vampires, sometimes there is truly magic in those words. Be careful. Next is probably the least... Well, you can tell that she was about to say something a little bit more opinionated, but then kind of stopped herself before she continued. Next up is Glimmer. Her true name is unknown. She was a former thief and infiltrator in Goldheart. She showed promise within the House Obscura at information gathering. You would know, those of us from Goldheart, that House Obscura is the house that's led by the Mind Flayer, and they prioritize in information gathering. She is equally skilled in stealth and thievery. We do not know what motivated her to leave House Obscura and join, but we do know that she presumably serves as the head of information for Rhaearthia, probably coordinating her network of informants or spies or whatever else we can assume that their institution has. Astrid, you know this woman well enough to know that you can tell she's perturbed by the idea that Glimmer kind of left behind Goldheart. Yeah, you know her well enough to kind of know that for her, that's a big reaction, right? For her to almost say something opinionated. To the point that she may know her, you don't know. But also, if she did, this, she probably would have shared it. You know what I mean? Like, so it could be more of just like the idea of it infuriates her. Last but not least is Falson. He is a half-elf famed for his blade work and ego in equal measure. He's previously a Cathar, one of the individuals who served to maintain order throughout Insara. He presumably joined her in a misguided attempt to help the people of Insara. However, vampirism has only enhanced his narcissism. He's prone to outbursts of violence at slightest of insults, and rumor has it he butts heads regularly with the other generals in her army. If there is one weak link, it is Falson. So, these are her four, there's 5 including her. These are her 5, just fucked that up. These are her 4 generals, the 4 individuals she turned, or at least the 4 individuals we know she turned. There is a potential she turned more, and we also do not know if they have turned anyone. As is the rules with progenitors and vampires, anyone that they turn, she would also have command and dominion over. Equally, if you were to kill her, it would terminate all of these generals as well as anyone that they turned. Curing would grant them freedom. However, it appears that they already have been granted freedom. Again, any thrall that Raerthia has, or that they have, would be granted freedom as well. It could be interesting if she were to be cured. Any questions?
Say that one more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Player-wise, can you say that
Pretty
one more
much, these people she has granted essentially autonomy to, which means if you cured her, nothing would change with them, right? They're already free. But any thrall she has, so anyone that is not free, would therefore then become free and a fully fledged vampire like these ones. Thralls are a lot weaker when they don't have their own independence. A lot of the vampire magic comes from having that independence. Otherwise, it's just kind of a fancy foot soldier that's hard to kill.
Okay. So if she is cured, all those who are already free under her will
Nothing
still be
changes.
living their life,
Yes.
living their thing. If she is killed, all of them die.
Yes. So at the very least, it seems right now that there's actually a little bit better news for curing than what you had seen before, right? Because the idea that these people would suddenly become free, well, they already are. So that at least won't change much. It's unclear, I will just say, it's unclear what would happen to their thralls if you cured her. Some reports say that they would be freed. Others say that because she's not their direct progenitor, they would still be thralls. As far as knowing if curing is an option, it really depends on how many she has as just overt thralls. It is assumed she has some. These are the only ones that she has given full freedom to. I will...
Emerson,
yes.
just so you know, you're going in and out a little bit.
Fuck. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'm going to mind my sound.
That might have been a technical
No, that was you telling me
video.
I'm going in and out. That's I appreciate it. Let me do technical difficulties while I adjust that.
Jerry, I want you to know that as soon as Kay heard about Falson and his outbursts of violence at slightest insults, she clocked that and was like, don't let Imogen go anywhere near him.
That's like the
I
first thing
love
Imogen
that.
thought. I'm like, yes, this is the one I go to.
and
Watch
Syntax,
his
but
ass.
mostly Imogen.
Like Imogen was literally thinking, yes, this is
This
the one.
one's mine.
This one's mine.
This one.
This is
Target
my
locked.
job.
Well, I like
Uh-huh.
that there are ones that I'm like, oh yeah, Astrid will kill Glimmer. That'll be fun.
Imogen's
Gotta
like,
kill
how
my
can I
mirror
weaponize
image.
this? Like,
Yeah.
maybe I can
Oh
get
my
him to
God.
kill someone else for me.
I want to watch Evie kill Tharm. That'd be awesome.
He's like the size of his head.
Yeah, that's why it's good. It's brains over bronze.
Yeah,
So-
Evie just literally says, Tharm meet harm.
Oh my god. So on our Roll20, there's a little section called Journal. It has a little like news symbol. If you click there, you can see all of the dossiers. I will also post them on our Discord.
Wow.
But at least for now, they are there. Yeah.
So, like, do we know if they're single or...
They're all about to be dust.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're also all vampires who are just at least a little hedonistic. So like hedonistic. They like head. So hedonistic.
Hey, Liz.
Okay, I'm sorry. I saw a chance. Ignore me. I saw an opportunity and I seized it. Yeah, we are a family-friendly show.
No, we're not.
No, we're
We
not
literally
at all.
talk about like
Why
sex and
now?
like killing people every
Yeah,
single
we're not
second.
at all.
This time.
Don't fucking lie to him 4 to 8 episodes in now.
I know those 6 viewers that are totally not us.
Yeah.
There's literally 6 of us.
Episode 48.
I'm not
We're
watching.
family fucking
Ooh.
friendly.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Family
Right.
fucking friendly is what it's called.
Instead of finger licking good, it's family fucking friendly.
Okay.
No.
But we. Yeah, so Falson is the one that seems like he. Or
man.
she will also agree. Falson is your weak link. If you're going to use any of them to undermine the others, it's Falson. I would say he'd be the easiest to kill off first, but you may actually wish to keep him around. Boost his ego, see if he can undermine their organization by either trying to seize power or any other kind of method if you can get into his head. That is my advice anyways. Do with it as you will. Assume you will have to face Tharm and Raertia at the same time. And Glimmer is one that you may wish to outsmart. I don't know if
Glimmer.
her loyalties are strong enough that she would risk her life.
You could see Glimmer being more of a wild card issue.
Exactly. We don't know what drew her to this, but as far as we're aware, she has no history with Insara outside of Goldheart itself.
Not unless she kept something up to herself.
Very true. After all, we know her by her street name, Glimmer. We do not know her birth name.
Maybe she's from Insara and she never shared.
Quite possible. She was a Dampier before she became a full vampire. But I do not know her Dampier lineage. A reminder, Dampiers in this setting are individuals who, somewhere in their lineage, there was a full vampire. If a full vampire has a child biologically, they are a Dampier. Doesn't matter if it's with another full vampire or not. And then, just like this woman, actually, she started as a Dampier, but then her parents turned her into a full vampire once she was an adult, which is something that happens with some of the sort of vampire dynasties that they have.
Yum.
Does the same rules apply to Dampiers, where if whatever vampire far back in their bloodline was
No.
killed, they also die?
No, because
Okay.
their
Okay.
magic is passed biologically. It's not them actually being enchanted with it, right? However,
Cool.
if they become bitten and turn into a full vampire, then if you kill the one that bit them, even if it's not,
Right.
you know. And again, it
Right.
all goes back down a chain. So if you kill the first vampire that ever existed, all vampires are going to die. But Dampiers will be
Right.
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
So what you're saying is genocide.
Pretty much, honestly. Vampires are very, very... Well, that's why there's stories of vampires imprisoning their elders. Because as long as the elder is trapped and imprisoned and safe, so are they. So there's stories of elders going essentially insane because they've been locked in a crypt for 4,000 years.
Makes sense.
Because they're not going to starve to death, but they will lose their mind as they don't have blood. It's not great. They'll also just lose a bit more and more of their human appearance until they go sort of full Nosferatu, things what we do in the shadows kind of level vampire.
Fair enough.
Where they're just kind of a withered husk.
Yeah, the Baron.
my
Best
God.
character, he's all,
The Baron.
Yeah.
yeah, he was the Baron.
I just love that they're all like, he's so sexy.
Yeah.
He's a pile of dust in the corner.
But yeah,
Incredible.
but that kind of idea, right? Like some vampires also literally will like sleep for 200 years, you know,
God.
yeah.
God, what
But-
a mood.
Yeah. She looks over the entire room. Any questions specifically? In the advice, these dossiers are yours to do with as you please. She passes them to Astrid.
Imogen's gonna like telepathic link to Astrid after they talk about like the street name theme. It's like, is Astrid your street name or is that your real name?
And I did
Astrid's
say
gonna have to try
street
really
name.
hard not to crack visually. But she'll just answer back. No, that's my real name, unfortunately.
Okay.
I did not choose that.
Oh, it suits
Is
you.
Imogene your street name?
It's the only name I know, so
Yeah, that's
maybe.
fair. That's fair. We could
I
figure
mean-
that out another time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just seeing all of the bullshit Jerry put in chat.
Yeah.
It's just so many. Is he single? Is she single? Is he single? Do I know her? You know what? Imogene, roll me just a straight D20. We're gonna see if you know her.
Roll me a thirst check.
No, but we're gonna see if you know her because
Do I get
it's
advantage
very
on thirst
unlikely. Well, this is not a thirst check. It's very
I don't know,
unlikely that you
charisma.
know her.
I got a 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, you have not met her.
Damn it!
Okay.
Because the way it looked too, it's like that would have been a cocked roll.
Damn.
Right.
Damn.
But yeah, so you do not know her or of her. Again, the implication is that she probably never climbed much more than Imogene had climbed in the system before she left it. So only really people in your house might know who you are. You're starting to make a name for yourself, but you're not even really to like a boss of anything yet, right? You're just reliable.
All reliable.
But yeah.
Telepathically, Astrid will link to Kira's, and she hasn't been moving outwardly or doing anything on purpose, but telepathically she'll link to Kira's and then just ask, are you alright?
You just hear
I know the
cackling.
answer, but... I think I know the answer, but are you alright?
No, not really. This is actually probably a great opportunity for you, Emerson,
Yeah.
to have me roll because
Hell yeah.
not only is
Fuck.
all this information, like whatever cool she was trying to keep through the Underdark is like very like thinly veiled. Oh yeah, Xanther is here too, so she's been trying to keep cool for that reason as well.
Hold on, I need to
And-
make a roll. Xanther would make a
Yeah.
comment.
He is here! Fuck!
I
forgot.
forgot about Xanther. I forgot about you. We're doing great.
He's gonna have to fucking die!
No!
But on top
Oh,
of
no!
all that, Emerson,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm sitting right in the blast.
No, I
zone.
rolled
Oh,
something for
fuck.
him and he rolled a 3, so he's gonna do something
No.
really stupid in a second.
Yes,
But
yes.
first, what are you doing?
He's gonna fucking die.
Oh, just on top of all of that, like information colliding in her brain, Kay has also never been in a car, and it's making her like physically ill.
No, I was gonna
Yes.
say,
That
if you
will-
guys get car sick, you're sitting sideways in a car where you can't see out of it, that you're like, the turns are like, you know, like the roads aren't banked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so all that, and also she's never been in a car because that whole little gold heart bubble thing, she didn't go, so she hasn't even been
Oh,
in
yeah.
a train. So yeah,
I wish I could give you triple disadvantage. I can't, but I
Jesus.
really wish I could.
God damn.
But first off, this'll make it quadruple disadvantage. When Rayarthia's first shown, Xanther
Oh no.
he rolled a 3, guys.
Yeah,
He's gonna be like, whoa, she's like super pretty. But like, no, I mean like not as pretty as you, obviously. And then he just kind of like gets quiet and doesn't say anything else.
After that, Imogen just gonna straight up look at Karathan and be like, you know, I could kill him for you.
Like, you know, he didn't mean it meanly. Like, he was saying it in like a, your family's so pretty, you know, like less of a like, I have the hots for your sister, but more of a like,
yes, but,
you know,
but
Karathan
has always been compared to
Yeah,
her sister,
yeah.
who is regular and normal and a human and pretty.
no,
So,
that's
yeah,
what I
she
mean
doesn't
is
take
like,
that well.
if
She
I could
doesn't
do
take that so
quadruple,
well that she doesn't even respond to what Imogen says. Instead of like scolding him, she doesn't say anything about it.
Imogen like starts pulling out a fucking gun.
Imogen just straight up fucking like cracks his knuckles.
Yeah, but Xanther like knows he messed up, but he also knows like trying to explain what he meant probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was
Imogen
kind of
does,
a
like, a
like,
fucking
you know,
army
like
load
you
shit.
meet your parents and you're like, oh, your mom's so pretty, like, you know. But he fucked up and like said
right.
it wrong.
But
Yeah, again, he rolled a 3. He was gonna make a comment, but like the 20 was gonna be him making it succinctly and accurately. Yeah. Again, he wants to be good. He wants to have high emotional intelligence. Doesn't always work.
he tried so hard.
Okay, so yeah,
It's
now
so bad.
roll. Your DC is gonna be 18. I'm sorry. I know it's usually a fucking like like a 10 or whatnot, but like no, I'm sorry.
What am I rolling?
This is just gonna be a charisma saving throw.
Holy shit.
You're not gonna have disadvantage, but it is a DC 18.
Good luck.
Deja, I'm begging you.
Just because
You
every
should have said that I had disadvantage. You really should have said it.
I
with
mean-
disadvantage over.
She's really hot.
I-
just slow
yeah,
motion.
I'm sorry. You're nauseated. You have disadvantage. You can't focus. I don't
just
mean
look
that
at
meanly,
God,
but you
even
really
said.
can't focus. Like fucking hell.
Get
So 20 and a
fucked.
21. Kaerthana,
Holy shit, man.
your professor would be so proud of you, because Lord be testing you, and you are coming out on top. Like,
Yeah,
oh
but-
my fucking
Love
god.
to see it.
I'm
May
gonna
I
give you
suggest-
inspiration
Kaerthana is a
just
fucking
because you
top.
have somehow succeeded this. Like, what
Has
the
Kaerthana
fuck,
ever
man?
failed one of these?
Yeah, one.
But,
One.
but
Like once
Emerson,
or twice.
yeah, what about a con check because she's car sick?
Oh,
yeah.
fuck yeah, we're doing that. Oh god, yes.
That's fair, that's fair, that's fair.
Yeah, do that. Thank you.
Please, Deja.
Throw up.
Please throw up.
Ooh.
Oh no!
Yeah, so
Was she
Kaerthana,
throwing
now
up
I
on-
need you to roll a D100.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
the
no.
vomit of rainbow.
No, I'm doing a wild magic, but specifically only for her vomit.
Oh my god.
So we're gonna
Oh.
see what her vomit is.
Her vomit is a
Lava,
fireball.
lava.
Oh.
Fireball.
What was it? A 36.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh no! Roll me a D10
Why are you laughing, bro?
because this is a wild magic
scary.
effect that I'm actually just gonna make you have an effect of the wild magic.
Oh,
It doesn't work
no.
for vomiting, but it does work just amazingly. A 9.
I hope I don't turn into a plant again.
again.
We're
Okay.
gonna get sent to a different realm.
Fuck.
Not again.
Now I need you to roll me another.
How many
D10.
fucking rolls?
Jesus.
Another D10? Oh my god.
One more.
If you're having to roll damage, just say so.
No, this first D10 was technically for odd or even, and it was odd. Oh
Oh.
my god. Karthina?
Mm,
Okay, so first was the D100, then it was a D10 for odd or even. I should have just had you roll odd or even. You got odd, and now you rolled a 10 for the actual amount. Karthina, as you throw up, it feels... It's proper vomit, guys. Like, it's proper throw up. But
fun.
mixed in with this, it feels like you're pouring your life out in your throw up. Like, it just feels like everything you've bottled up is just rushing out.
Ooh.
You fucking.
And by the time that you finish, you realize you kind of feel a lot better. Like, everything is a lot simpler. You actually have a decent amount of energy, and your clothes are a little large on you. You've regressed 10 years. You are 10 years younger.
Hmm.
Nah, dog.
You are 10 years younger than what you were.
Nah.
You just
that?
vomited yourself into toddlerhood.
That is fucking foul.
I'm 8 years old.
Yeah. I'm
wish
sorry.
I
This
was
is why I
you,
was like,
the
there's no
character.
way I'm not just doing the role, because this is incredible.
That is fucking
Oh
foul.
no.
So Karthina
No.
just threw herself up into being 8 years old. Which honestly probably is pretty applicable because Karthina feels wildly out of control of her life. Right?
Yeah,
Sure.
no, that tracks. That definitely tracks.
So now, all of the sudden, Karthina is like a head and a half shorter.
Asher's just gonna immediately like put a protective arm around the child in the 80-mile-an-hour car that probably doesn't have seatbelts.
Okay, wait. So Karthina feels really good, right? You said like no
Well,
more
I mean,
stress.
yeah, I mean, it's you're 8, right? So like even, yeah, for just a moment you get,
What your life be?
If you're an 8-year-old, you can break a
just
fucking
for the
bone and still be a
moment
good
before I
day.
realized
yeah,
the stress.
yeah. Well, or just
Okay.
in general, like think of like the worst day when you were 8, and it was a big deal, but like it wasn't crippling existentialism, right?
Okay, one more question, maybe 2. I am 8. Do I still have regular Karthina brain and
Yes.
just 8-year-old size?
Yes, but you have
Okay.
8-year-old emotional maturity. So you have
So basically
Karthina
8-year-old
memories.
brain.
You have Karthina memories, but you are 8.
Okay. Okay.
So you're probably
Great.
gonna start
Yeah.
crying if I'm being honest, like, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Oh no.
Yeah.
That means more wild magic more often.
Fuck.
I mean,
For how long, Emerson?
Children are
I
unstable.
I
as
will
fuck.
say, technically, it doesn't imply that this changes. I'm not gonna keep you at 8, but
Okay.
technically, the
So
role has
whenever you
no.
decide.
Yeah.
Every day you'll grow 1 year older.
I'm.
Oh
Um,
my god.
I'm not going to do it by day, but I'm probably going to do it by hour. So what it'll probably be is
Whoa.
while you're in the car, like every hour is a year.
Okay,
talk about
then
growing pains.
Now 8-year-old Karthina, like as soon as Astrid put her arm around her, like tears, immediate tears. 1 because of the situation, and 2 because she didn't get a lot of like physical attention as a kid or an adult. So
She's
Cheers.
just full on wrapping the other hand around, so it's more like a hug.
Xanther, who's sitting on your other side, doesn't quite know what to do, but he's gonna follow Astron's lead.
Astron guide one of his arms also around.
Yeah, so like it's just like mom and dad, weirdly, just like yeah, it's.
Parents.
Xanther's looking at Astron like, is this gonna be permanent? Like, I wasn't ready to have a kid. Like that's kind of the look in his eyes. It's like he's obviously not gonna like leave, but also he's like, our relationship is different now. Like, this is my kid now. Like, I was not ready to have a kid. I am still a kid. Like,
is it like that silent parent conversation over the head of
yes,
the kid?
yes.
Like, what's going on?
Of the like, if this is permanent, we're both agreeing that like we're taking responsibility if this is permanent. But like, hopefully it's not. Yeah.
Can Astron use
so
prestidigitation to just clean up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I vomit. That's right.
Meanwhile,
No more vomit now.
yeah, the vampire just like, yeah, I threw up.
I do that.
She threw up.
I do that.
Well, that's definitely not what I expected to happen. But that is
None of us
so much better than any of the other options.
Jesus Christ, dude.
God damn it. Well.
Meanwhile, you get the message right as that happens. I'm going under from Syntax. Like, no.
Hey, you go, Garrison that doesn't know how to use a cell phone.
Aw. But yeah, so you guys are just kind of rumbling along, but with the throw up, the vampire will look at you all. Do you need a break?
Probably that would be best.
She raises her hand, and somehow the driver like knows what that means, and you guys already start slowing down. Again, it's a harder brake hit than is probably good when you have passengers, but it's not like horrible. But it definitely does not make little Kaerthana feel better.
No, still crying, still bawling.
Yeah, and like the vertigo's probably like, your inner ear's all messed up as you're
It's
slowing
bad.
down. But eventually
It's
you guys are let out. The vampire will look around. The plan
Astron's
was
just
not
letting go of Kay's hand. Like the parent leash knot.
yeah. The vampire will look around at you all. The plan was to get you to the edge of Ansara and then give you a carriage and horse for the proper ride there. The car would take too much attention. However, you're close
Understood.
enough to the border. If you do not want to drive in the car more, I can go ahead and send the carriage to you here.
No more car. No more car. Kaerthana has like full face. Like she was holding Astron's hand, but she's now like full face on the ground. Like so happy to not see the vehicle.
She's gonna like point at that and look at Astrid and be like, "You might want to pick that up."
Astrid will bend down and like pick up and like hold Kay at this point.
What's great is
No more car.
No more car, I promise. And she'll look at Carmela and it's if that is possible, please.
she just gives a
I would
curt
like that.
nod, turns around, gets into the car, and then with a squeal and like the burst of blue flame from the wheels, the car launches off. Like it's really cool looking, but like you're like, oh, that's why it felt like it was insane. Because it's insane.
Fucking of course.
This is not Kaerthana. This is Deja. Did anybody grab those documents? Those,
She wouldn't have just left without giving it to me.
Okay, great.
Guys.
Great.
Don't worry, bestie.
Because I am a child.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so
Asia is baby.
I'm assuming you guys are going to
Oh my
set up
God.
camp here for the evening?
Yeah.
Because you guys
Yeah.
need to take a long rest. It's still under dark. Everything's been fried. So yeah, as you prop up your tents and all of that, for this long rest, Kaerthana is slowly aging back to normal. Over the course of, the 2 hours and, 8-hour rest and all of that. In the morning...
How are the tween years?
At like 3 a.m., you like wake up because your shins are hurting with growing pains,
Aw,
But
that.
that was a little too real, man.
Yeah.
But
Well,
That
not for
shit
me.
hurted.
When you're 5'2", you don't really get those growing pains.
to be fair, like
Oh
all
my
of your
God.
siblings shot up in like 6 months.
Shut up, Emerson. We
Um,
don't have to talk about it.
But yeah, you
Damn, bro.
is there anything you guys would like to do during this long rest? You guys are
Yeah.
resting kind of in grassy field land near the there's a few trees here and there. You're kind of getting close to getting into a forest, but you're not quite there. You are on the side of a road. It doesn't look extremely well traveled, but it is a dirt road.
Mm.
Imogen wants to talk to Xanther.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what's up?
So, you've learned quite a lot on this trip.
Yeah.
You do know a lot of it is important to not be shared, correct?
Of course. It's not my information to share. Why would I?
I just want to make it sure. Because
Dude.
if some information is shared, it could be
Dude.
messy.
He goes over and pats you on the back. You know me. Lips are sealed. I'm not gonna tell anyone anything. He does
That's
not.
why-
If you're trying to intimidate him, it's very clearly not getting through.
No, he's not trying to intimidate him. He's just trying to get it through his thick skull.
Yeah. No,
He's like-
he may be very happy-go-lucky, but especially right now, it feels a little bit more forced than usual. He gets how important a lot of the things that you guys have talked about, and just in general, he gets that this is a big deal. But also, roll me an insight.
Alright. Oh man, that was almost a 20.
Shit.
It's a 9. Yeah. I'm not going to give you any more information than that, but yeah, he seems a little bit. It seems a little bit more forced right now, but not too terribly. He still is a little stupid.
Imogen's gonna like kind of like pick up and I'd be like, "How are you processing things? Are you okay?"
Dude, I'm fine. My job is to be the rock for
Sure.
my babe, who is now my babe.
Okay, but who?
He's like, he like furrows. He's like, I don't. The feelings are weird now.
Who is the one who takes care of the rock?
That's the thing. We don't need that. I'm here to be sturdy. Look, it's easy for me. I don't need to understand everything going on. All I know is I need to be there for the people I care about. So, sure, it might be a little overwhelming here and there, but bottom line is, I don't need to get it. And I can be overwhelmed, and it's fine. But so long as I'm overwhelmed, but like, still firm, like I'm still bedrock, right? Like, there might be waves flowing over me, like whoosh. But like, I'm still there. You can still build that lighthouse. The analogy he seems to think was really good. But yeah. Like he's smirking a little bit like that was like, yeah, that was fucking good. But yeah.
You're a once in a lifetime kind of person, Xanther.
Oh, so are you, my friend. He claps you on the back. It is very surprisingly forceful. We gotta stick together to be there for our friends.
Yes. He'll put like his arm on him as well. For our friends.
You're one of those friends too, you know. Just thought I'd clarify that.
I appreciate it. You are too.
Oh, shucks. I think that's the first time I've said that term.
Shucks.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things that, like, you hear people say, but, like, I don't think I've ever actually heard someone say it.
Well, now you can scratch it off the list.
I guess. Anything else happening during the long rest?
God.
Esther's just with Gay the whole time.
Oh my god, I want to fucking kill him.
Evie, you have not gotten... He's not that bad.
Oh my god!
Him having an existential crisis over his use of the word shucks is insane. Like, I don't...
Yeah, again, he doesn't know how not to say his thoughts. So, like, he's not... Like, he can keep a secret, but, like, his thoughts on the secret, he's gonna say if it's a
he
safe
can
space.
keep other people's secrets.
Yes,
He
yes.
can't keep a single thing of his own.
Yeah, he doesn't... speaking of
Nothing.
syntax and all of those questions, he doesn't have an internal monologue. It's not internal, it's just a monologue.
It's out loud.
Yeah. But Evelina, what are you up to this evening? You have new paints. You don't need to use them, but you have new paints.
Well, see, immediately when getting out of the car, she like face first on the floor, just starfish out, just.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I like to imagine it's like when the bird just kind of melts a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting out of the car first time, but probably looking at the paint.
Oh my god, Evie could paint you guys a carriage.
I'd use up so much paint.
You would.
Evie can paint us a gun.
Oh shit! That reminds me. As you're leaving, Astrid, the vampire will
What?
come over. She'll pull you aside to the back of the car.
Astrid's first block.
You're fuck, wrong voice.
Oh
Wait, what?
That's so funny.
I started with Xanther's voice. I was like, so, your friend. Urin is gonna send us some. Okay, no. God.
Your dad.
Fuck. Well,
Oh my god, dude.
that ruined any moment that was gonna
No,
happen.
keep it going, keep it going.
Where is
So-
this?
Great.
She pulls you aside, and leads you to the trunk of the car. If I remember correctly, your friend, the one that is not here, was interested in, well, he's an artificer, no?
Yes.
Why don't you, Urin has a gift for him.
What kind of gift? I know what Lauren's gifts are. What kind of gift?
A gift of,
And she's just
a gift
immediately
to
like angrier.
spite the school. A little gift of
It's a gun.
yeah. She opens the trunk and there's a fucking Tommy gun.
Really?
I love that whole thing. You can make us a gun. Everson's like, oh yes, the scene.
No, I mean, like, she opens the trunk and there's this gun with like a glowing kind of, that same kind of blue light in the clip of it. And she's like, the school hates these and these are deeply illegal. Your friend should
No
have
shit.
fun.
I know that. How
Like-
do you expect me to get it in the school?
Use it for the vampires. Leave it outside the school in the Underdark. I don't know. But Urin, hold on. She, like, centers herself a little bit.
What Astrid knows what a gun is.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. They're
Just
very
like,
new.
yes,
They're, like, within this last 5 years level of
Yeah,
use.
you heard that shit when you were going to sleep.
This is like Urin's latest invention, pretty much. It's
What exactly do you mean use against the vampires? What does it do?
No. It is simply that he understands your friend Syntax is an artificer, and
Yes, and their last
As-
meeting wasn't
as-
exactly the best, so I'm a little.
she clears her throat
apprehensive.
to do, like, essentially she's prepping for an Urin impersonation kind of thing.
Oh my god. Get the fuck out.
And she just says to you, as Urin, a gift for a future employee to facilitate talents and make sure horizons are broadened. Shut the fuck up.
Please tell me that's canon!
Sure,
Oh, I like
horizons are broadened.
Yeah,
She has trouble. She has trouble, like, trying to
The
do.
fucking fangs. Can you tell me the
Yeah.
fangs are the reason?
Yeah, it is. So in other words, this is super illegal, but it is artificer stuff, and he wants someone who will still pursue illegal artificer stuff outside of the school, and he knows, I mean, Syntax probably will. So let's give him this to tease and tempt him, so that they can become an employee in the future. He's
Keep it
investing
for,
in the future, or investing in the next generation of inventors.
Of course.
From one inventor to another.
Oh my god. One thing he's been
Carmela?
inventing is bastards.
Clearly.
Oh my god.
Cordamilla, I'm not sure if you're aware how the last visit went, but it
He
was
pulled
not
off
exactly
Syntax's
amicable.
fingernails. That is, honestly,
Yeah.
let him survive. That is very amicable. We both know that is very amicable for Urin. Normally, I have to do a little cleanup work.
Yes, however, he did it as breaking a promise he made to me to not harm my friends. So it makes it a little bit worse. So I don't quite trust this gift. Of something very
She
super
closes
illegal.
the trunk. Okay. If you said you don't trust it, she's like, okay. Closes it
I didn't
and
say I
turns.
wasn't going to take it, Carmilla. I said
And then
I
she
don't
just turns
trust it.
around before you even finish your sentence. Are you
Show
taking
the
it or
trunk.
are you not?
I'm taking it.
She opens the trunk. Then take it. I don't need to know your thought process behind taking it.
You don't need to know mine. I need to know Urin's.
I told you.
The real reason. The real reason, Carmilla, that he may not have told you.
Because he wants Syntax in the
Yeah,
future.
no shit. No shit.
Give him a taste of this. Urim plays the long game. You know this.
Well, what's Urin gonna do if any of us get arrested for having this in our possession?
There's no way to trace it back to him.
Well, is he going to actually help us get out of that pickle, or is it on us like it always has been?
Urin does not help those that cannot help themselves.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
this.
I thought. Yeah, unfortunately I do.
He's giving you a great gift here. A very expensive gift here.
A very illegal gift.
Take the
Legality is just the way that the dominant socioeconomic group can beat down the weaker.
I know, but it makes my time at Strixhaven a little tougher. Normally I
love this
would take it without hesitation.
Then don't bring it to Strixhaven. Astrin, you're more clever than this. Figure out
I
a
am.
solution. And don't waste my time. She turns around and heads back to the car.
Love you.
She just does a little, like, hand thing back to you. But again, that is like the most affection this woman will ever give anyone. And that is one thing you can rely on, is that she is going to be very blunt to you. It's not necessarily rude, but it's like she's like, no, figure your shit out. I'm not going to figure it out for you. If you don't like it, throw it in a lake. I don't know.
No, she takes the gun.
Yeah. I'm trying to find...
How big is it?
It's a fucking Tommy gun. I'm trying to find artwork of it because I know it exists.
Big enough to have to need fucking two arms.
It's a two-handed gun. It's a two-handed gun.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why'd you do this, Emerson? No.
Because Syntax for a long time has been wanting a gun. I don't know what to tell you. Like, because it's been part of the game is that we've been building toward him getting a gun.
Hell yes.
And the only way to get a gun is if you're not on campus because they're deeply illegal. I don't know what to say. Like,
fucking love
if
this.
It helps you, my character can't. No, I mean at the beginning I was like, can I have one? Because if they exist. Listen, my character can use simple weapons and technically firearms only. Y'all get good weapons.
Can you even carry a Tommy gun?
Yeah, I have proficiency.
Okay.
It's Syntax. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I already know exactly how I want to use this.
So
Syntax is gonna build it into their arm or some shit.
Into one of their arms, partially, if they have.
They'll just like pull the arm off, and it's a fucking Tommy gun.
So here, I actually do have artwork of it.
Like that one dude from Final Fantasy.
Oh,
fucking Barrett. His whole ass arm is
as excited as I am for this. Like, it's inappropriate.
It's wildly not what a child needs, but you know, here, this is what it looks like.
Hell yeah, dude.
So it doesn't actually shoot bullets. It essentially shoots a spell, right?
Magic?
But it's essentially a magic. It shoots a fucking
Talk about a spell slinger.
A gun.
It's a magic. It's the whole point is that in this setting, firearms would be spells that anyone can cast, right?
Yeah.
From a mechanic standpoint, it counts as firearms for the sake of like stabbing and all of that. But effectively, what it is a magic missile in that anyone can cast, right? Like that's effectively what it is.
Bullet.
Yeah, literally, it's I cast bullet. I cast gun. Yeah, and so the barrel where it's normally like a big like ring of bullets. In this case, it's literally like a little magical reservoir that'll like whir up and start spinning before it starts like, you know. But yeah,
I need a scene where it's like the paintball thing where it's like, bro, no automatic inside. Like that's not automatic. This is.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! I just need Syntax doing that. It's like, oh, it's not automatic. This is. Fucking kills everyone.
It's heavy. It's actually a pretty heavy device. Again, they're new, so they're not like streamlined quite yet. This is still like this is a pretty expensive gift. This is something he gives to someone he's trying to woo, right? Yeah. This is like I invited you to my party. This is a gift I'm giving you when you leave, kind of thing. Like, he's wooing Syntax. He's obviously invested.
Is there like a strap on it anyway? I can just throw it over
absolutely over the shoulder strap. Absolutely.
Stay strapped or get clapped.
But yeah, sorry. So that reminded me I needed to do that scene before I forgot. But Evie, you collapsed
contributing to madness.
No, because I genuinely wanted to do that. So like
God damn.
I'm just glad I could help.
I love the artwork, so I've been waiting for an excuse to use it.
No, it's really cool.
It's fucking great, man. Evie, while Astron's doing all of this creepy dealing in a trunk, you're just on the ground in a little bird puddle of probably nausea.
A baby.
Probably. Got thrown around in the car.
I just picture the video of like the bird when they put it back in the cage and they're like, he'll stand up and he just falls on his face.
Like, oh, he's dead.
They This rabbit has fainted.
Miss Rabbit has fainted again.
Fainted again.
But yeah, so Evie, the nausea will slowly fade a little. But how you doing? What you doing?
I think during the when they're chilling time, you might paint a little something to try make
Yeah.
Kay feel a little bit better, like either a little brooch or a little hair clip. Be like, there you go.
No.
And
Try
again,
to, like-
it becomes 3D shaped, but it still has like the texture and swirl of paint on it. So it's very much so like those cosplays where people do where like the Borderlands cosplay where
Yeah,
like
cell shaded.
they cell shade their bodies. It's like that, but like it live updates, right? Like the shadows are cell shaded, right? Yeah, it's got real-time ray tracing.
Yeah, so it's like Chowder basically.
Yes.
Have you seen Chowder? Like how like the
Yeah, I
patterns.
love it.
Oh
you
yeah,
walk
yeah,
around?
yeah.
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 It's so
That's cool.
pleasing to the brain.
Yeah, so that's the kind of
yeah.
thing that you've made, right? Is it's a painting. I mean, you can make it very realistic, but if you look at anything like it will have brushstrokes, but it'll be like a 3D Van Gogh, that kind of thing. Whatever your style is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you make, Kaerthana?
A gun.
No,
Let's
we
see.
did that already.
Make
No,
a
we're
think-
about to.
I think just to try it out, just to test the waters, she would do. What would she do? Maybe like a little monarch butterfly clip
Oh.
for the hair.
Oh.
That's really cute. And yeah, that's small enough. I'm not going to like make you track. You've used 0.8 ounces of... No, you're fine.
You've used half your rations.
Oh my god.
No.
This isn't Baldur's Gate. I'm not going to make you like have like 5 bottles of wine and 3 wheels of cheese, and that's your long rest.
damn.
And like 2 eggs. But
Gotta have that protein.
yeah. But yeah, so you you paint that for Kaerthana. At this point she's probably like 12. When she gets it, right? Like it's
Tweens.
yeah, she's officially tweening it up.
Oh my gosh.
"Ta-da."
Yeah, so Kaerthana, how is all of that going?
To be honest, if she is K memories, K brain, but 12-year-old
Emotional mature, yeah.
like, emotional maturity. Honestly, she's probably been a bit of a nightmare for Xanther because
shit.
the things that Kay, as like a emotionally stunted adult, would not say to her boyfriend when he says silly or maybe dumb things. 12-year-old Kay will tell him, and not tell him to hurt his feelings, but just will not have any filter. So he'll probably say something like trying to make a joke, and then she'll just go, "That wasn't funny. If you want to tell a joke, I know a funny joke." So she's probably been a bit of a nightmare.
I love it.
God.
Xanther is like full on. He's like, it's not that he's not enjoying it, but he just like is so. He's on the back foot the whole time, right? Like everything is pushing him off balance. All of it.
That shirt with
It's
those
probably
shoes.
the one time in Xanther's whole life where he doesn't want to socially engage. Like he's being socially engaged by a young person.
He's
But-
surprisingly really good with kids. But this kid
Aw.
also
No, that
keeps on
makes
calling
sense,
him out
but
on all of
this
his shit, right? Like,
kid- Yeah.
and also like this kid very clearly has a crush on him. And it's a little like he doesn't like that.
I bet.
Like this is he's like, I like Kaerthana, but like not this
Yeah,
one.
this kid happens to be his
Yeah.
girlfriend, unfortunately.
Yeah, so like that's why he's
Very
just like really
uncomfortable.
weirded out because he's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel.
Yeah.
I'm learning things against
That's
my will
very
today.
unfortunate for him.
Yeah, because he's like, no, I want to protect. It's like you're like how he at one point he probably says some statement like, "This is fun. It's like if my girlfriend had a little sister." You know, but then he'll realize like that kind of came out weird, and then like it'll just all.
Not only that did it come out kind of weird, but then Kay, like 12-year-old Kay, is like, "No, I am your girlfriend," but she's 12. So
Imogen's gonna be laughing his fucking
And
ass
Xanther's
off.
just in the corner sweating. But
Is Imogen just giving the look of like, you
crisis.
creep?
Yeah,
Imogen's
Imogen's just
giving
like
the hardest time of like,
he's just fucking like shaking his head, like laughing at the shit she says, keeping an eye on him while he's drinking from his alchemy jug.
and he's just drinking
Amazing.
mayo. It's not.
man
It's
is-
not beer.
yeah.
No.
It's just
my
mayo.
God. Not the
I
mayo.
No, he's not
Emerson.
drinking mayo.
Yes.
Does at any point
thought he switched out to beer.
Xanther go through the mind of like, maybe this is the universe telling me I shouldn't have come?
No.
No?
No, that does not cross his mind. Again, Xanther's
fucking
fucking
idiot
ride or
For the
die.
fucking world.
Xanther's
Xanther's
ride
a
or
fucking
die.
idiot.
Fine. I'm
He's-
gonna keep asking that question. Be like, does he ever hit the point of like, Carathan has said I should stay, and I fucking should have.
We gotta break him.
No,
Yeah, that's what
There
I
we
want to
go.
know.
he. If there's
If
one
that
thing
moment
about
happens-
Xanther, he's not someone who regrets choices. If he regrets
He
choices,
will.
he'll do it different
He
next
will.
time. But right now, he made this choice. That's what it is. There's
Fine, let me know if that ever changes.
Let us know
when
when
that
we win.
changes.
Yeah.
The moment it happens.
No,
It might be whenever he finds out about the demon in her head. Demon lord in her head. We'll see.
We'll get there.
he's like, why didn't you talk to
Yeah.
me?
They're like, what?
I'm
You
creative.
told me.
Um,
I have one too.
he's like, oh, didn't you know I have one? Oh my god, it's his wife.
Oh my god.
Her name's
Like,
Tasha.
Well, what do you know? It's
Yeah.
like fate.
She a baddie.
Horrible. Tasha would be way worse.
No, Tasha is the daughter of Baba Yaga. She'd be way worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imogen
Boy.
wants to talk to Astrid.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Syntax, meanwhile, wakes up for all of like 30 seconds.
no.
And it's like he's seeing through his eyeball, which looks down on his body because it was like pulled out.
my God.
And you're like, how's that possible? Oh, I'm not scrying. This is my actual eyeball. I don't like this. And then Syntax goes back into blissful unconsciousness.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
perfect, thanks.
I love that.
Nothing like a little bit of body horror.
Yeah, a little jump scare.
damn
Yeah,
it.
you know, just gonna kind of go up to Astrid and just kind of like ask her randomly. It's like, do you ever miss what he was like back then,
Like what?
like before
A
the
lot
school?
happened. I miss the routine of having the same set of things to do every day, but it made things a little easier, but once coming to the school, clear that it was worse back then than it is now. So I don't know. I've spent more years, obviously, back then than I have spent in the now, so I'm not sure. Back then, I would have taken this gun, no question, but
Yeah, you just have this gun hanging around your back, like, you know, the like bandolier or whatever it is.
looking like fucking Rambo and shit out here.
But it like glows and it casts light, like how like light on the bottom of a pool looks, right? Where it's like kind of the cool lines and yeah, okay.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
It's very weird.
That is a good word for it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know how long I'll stay.
What do you mean?
Assimilating to this kind of thing. I don't think I belong here.
I can understand feeling that way. But I would also argue that I don't think you've been in here long enough to decide which accurately you prefer more. We both still have more years and time shoveled into Goldhearts than we have here at Strixhaven. So I think it's a little hard for us to decide so soon.
Yes, but it's more so the experiences I keep facing. I'm not good with the whole buddy aspect and trusting people. And I'm also not
Me
really
neither.
good with the whole transparency thing, apparently.
Me neither, Imogene. Me neither. But I think this is something worth learning.
Is it though?
With the right people, yes. Not everyone. I'm not saying that we need to suddenly be transparent and trust everyone. That would be stupid.
Yes, quite.
I think we should just start with this group and be content with that. I think that's a doable goal. For us, at least.
It's
Learning to. Go ahead, sorry.
it's fine. It's just that he's gonna kind of have like a hand on like his reps.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I don't think I'll ever live in the moment like I would like to.
How so?
He just kind of like shows his arm, like the bloodied reps. I
Mhm.
keep these wherever I go, and I can't leave them behind. And I don't think that's something I could ever do, especially what's under them.
Well, I mean, you know what I carry as well, but like I said, I think we've spent too many years sunk into that other place. That it is hard to unlearn. So I'm not saying for us to be fully assimilated, fully transparent, all of that. I'm not saying that. That's too much, I think, to expect of us two messes.
Yes.
But I think it is still a worthy experience to see how this goes. And to see what place this maybe takes us staying with this group.
Right. Then, I guess I'll follow your lead.
I will try to not lead us astray. Which I know I have before.
You've usually made the right choices. Better than I would.
I would argue the accuracy of that statement, but thank you nonetheless.
I mean, if I was leading us, it would be a lot worse, and we know that for a fact.
That is something we can probably agree on, I will admit.
Out of the two of us, you're the most level-headed.
You know that's a low bar.
Sure, but I mean, It's not wrong. And even though you have problems believing in yourself, I believe in you.
You'd be the first.
Well, I'm your first friend, so why not be the first to believe in you?
Well, for what it's worth, I believe in you as well.
Thank you.
One question, though. The fight underneath the school against that monster, did that really happen?
Which
the one where
monster?
you almost died?
Yes, that did happen. Yes,
Did happen. Okay.
that did happen. I did almost die.
I will admit I wish that one was false, but
It was a pretty cool fight.
Well,
Yes,
from what I remember, if it's true, yeah, that could be one assessment of that.
Yes. I'm glad you're still here too.
Is he still like holding his wrappings?
Yeah.
She's just gonna kind of reach over and take at least one of his hands and pull it away and just hang on to it.
He'll allow it. Like, he won't, like, resist it.
I will admit, though, it's cool as you say that the fight was. I wish that last part didn't happen. I wish that part was the lie, but I'll take what I can get. At least.
And on the bright side, we're still here today.
This is true.
So I'd consider it a win.
At least I can
Scary
check
or
off
not.
one. At least I can check off one more memory being accurate.
And we'll keep going through them all.
Okay.
I promise you that I will stay by your side as long as I can.
Thank you, Ema.
Anything for you, Rin.
Carly, for the sake of spreading the love, can you roll me a D100 for me?
I don't want to, but okay.
Surprise, it's your mom.
Oh!
Which one?
No.
93.
Whoa.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's good or
Goddamn.
not.
Right?
Me neither.
I
Face Emerson's
didn't.
making I'm scared.
I didn't expect you to actually roll that high.
I
Is
rolled
that a
this
good or
high
a bad
last
thing?
time, I
That's
think.
how many vampires are coming.
Oh,
No! Frantically
That's-
change his number. No.
That's the DC of your con check.
Oh my god. No,
Would you like to use inspiration?
Well, you guys are on the side of a road. So as
Are we gonna get hit by a car?
the one other car.
This is how we go. This is it.
just Marilla coming back.
I apologize also on a side note, Trent. I know there hasn't been a lot for you this session.
I knew that going in. I'm hanging out.
Okay, I just wanted to apologize before I do more with them this long rest, and then, yeah. But thank you for understanding. So you guys are on the side of a road. And as you guys, did any of you decide to take shifts or anything like that? To watch what's going on while you're long resting, or was it just kind of a like, it doesn't matter?
I feel like being in the middle of nowhere might be a good idea to keep an eye out, especially going towards Vampire Land.
That's
I can
fair.
take first watch
Vampire Land.
because I don't sleep.
Okay, cool. So is let's say it's you can do, it's 10 hours, you guys need 8 hours of sleep, so 4 watches of 2 hours each, right?
No.
So that then everyone gets 8 hours. Astrid can do 2 watches because she only needs 4 hours. So Astrid does
Just like
first
me.
and second watch. Let's say Astrid does first and
Too
second
real.
watch. So obviously people can do watch with others, but that technically means we just need 2 more people to say they do a watch, right? So who would like to take third watch? Xanther would offer for fourth watch, the one right before everyone wakes up and leaves. Because I'm a morning person anyways.
Fucking
Jesus.
of course he is. Fucking of course he is.
I always do my morning workout.
He's magically got like a protein shake in the middle of fucking
Yes,
nowhere.
Yeah, he just has, like, a fucking-
No, I'm happy you know that he will,
Absolutely.
like, when you guys wake up, he will have, like, a dumbbell set. And, like,
I-
barbells, like, he's
Emerson,
made out of
can-
branches.
Can he have like a thing called an alchemy shaker? It's like a shaker bottle, but like it's different
It's a
protein
shake
mixes.
weight. But
No,
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 yeah,
Like the alchemy drug, not for a
I'm
shaker?
all down for the protein jug.
Jeez. I don't like
Swole
that.
jug.
I don't like that. I don't like you calling that a protein
Of
jug.
course.
Yeah, the swole swig.
Oh my god.
No.
I don't.
I hate that. very
Canteen of
much.
swole.
Uh,
Because everything is of, right?
Uh,
I do like Canteen of Swole. Because it's just so cursed. Okay. But, yeah, so as you guys, so he'll do...
You will offer for that one watch.
For third?
Yeah, just because of dark vision. That
Okay, cool. Now, I need someone to roll a 1d4. It's totally unrelated to what I just had you guys set up. It's completely unrelated. You know what? Fuck it. Trent, roll it for me.
what? What is this for? What is it for?
Two.
Which shift?
A 2.
Which
Okay,
shift do we have to
Astrid.
do?
Everyone's asleep.
Yeah.
When you happen to hear whistling coming from the road. Not creepy whistling. You've been traumatized by whistles and stuff, but like, no. No, this is just whistling like someone's just kind of, singing to themselves as they walk down a road. And you see in the distance...
Giuseppe.
I mean, the character does have Giuseppe vibes, but you just see someone dressed in very green robes and a very green stereotypical wizard hat.
Sure.
Just kind of hobbling their way down the road with this long staff that has a little lantern kind of tied haphazardly to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just waddling his way down the road whistling.
How far away from our group?
He's coming over the hill, walking toward your group along the road. So he will pass by your group, and you're close enough to the road that there's no way he won't see you. But at least right now, he probably sees you, but you're so far away, you probably spotted him first. And he at least seems distracted by whatever he's whistling while he's walking. He's probably, 100 feet away plus.
It's a big open plain. There's nowhere for me to sneak around.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a few little hills and rises.
Yeah.
You would be able to hide behind a little rock outcropping near the road if you would like.
Use the Tommy gun.
Yes. No, not yet.
Yes. Okay, got it. So go hide behind the rocks as this dude just walks closer.
Yeah.
You see the moment when he realizes that there's a camp here. It's much closer than you would have realized it. So he's definitely a lot less attentive than you would be walking along the road at your second shift, so like pretty much midnight.
Must be nice.
Like he's a lot more attentive, a lot less attentive than that. And you just sort of hear some grumbles to themselves as they look over. You also, as they're closer, realize this is very much so an elderly individual.
It's a lich.
Oh my god. No, but as they kind of wander on closer, you get the feeling like, oh, the way that they're hunched, the way they're kind of using the stick very much so as a like assist while he's walking. The way the big hat covers him and just all of it. This is an elderly man, and he grumbles sort of to himself as he sees your group. He's like, but yeah, he's
a prick.
He's approaching.
Is there any way to discern like what direction, if he came from Insara or somewhere else?
Yeah. He came from the direction your car came.
Oh.
So arguably not the direction of Insara.
Okay. Well,
technically, I will say technically you are in Insara right now. Goldheart is in Insara, yeah. But you're in the area of Insara controlled kind of by Goldheart a little bit more. It's, you know. But the way that goes to where you, not the messed up vampire area, right? Like you guys, it's the opposite direction of that.
Go talk to him.
I'm just going to lean up against the rock outcropping, arms crossed, so he only sees me right as he crosses.
Okay, cool. Very much to the like back to it, so he'll walk by and you'll be like, haha, cool rogue reveal.
Like he'll clearly see me as soon as he rounds that edge, and it looks like I'm waiting.
Roll me a
an edgy check.
Well, yeah, but also I kind of just want to know if you recognize the song he's singing. So roll me or whistling. So roll me
Can't tell lady sing this song.
Roll me a history. Why not?
Dude.
I'd say history or insight, but history I think is better.
I'm fucking shit at both, so yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't recognize it, but it does seem like a jolly tune.
Sure.
No wonder she doesn't recognize it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem edgy. It's very much so like he could be whistling this world's equivalent of
not
Yankee
a classical
Doodle.
piece.
You know, it's like that kind of vibe, right?
This is in My Chemical Romance.
I don't know. What could it be? It's not NCR. That's the only thing that has ever made music ever.
This isn't Thy Alchemical Affair.
Oh my god. That's the name of the band. They exist. Thy Alchemical Affair.
How dare you call me out on national television? How dare you?
But yeah, so the dude kind of stumbles on by as you round the corner, or as he rounds the corner. What do you do?
The second he makes eye contact, I'm just gonna be like politely smiling and just go, kind of late for a stroll, huh?
When he kind of sees you, he lets out a little like jump of. He very much so didn't know you were there, and he like grabs his chest and kind of hunches over and he's like, "Oh, you could have killed me, young lady."
Young is subjective.
Well, when you look like me.
Well, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I'm definitely old. And
yes.
This sounds so fucking fake.
He chuckles at that. He chuckles at that. And he's like, I think I'm going on 87. I honestly stopped keeping count after 75. He chuckles like this is a conspiratorial, like, ha ha ha. I'm like telling you a little secret. I didn't keep track after that.
If it makes you feel better, I lost count after 90.
Well, if only I lived like you elves do. But alas, still what? 90 to 100 years is still a good amount of time to get some living in.
Oh, yes, of course.
He says that as he like gestures with his stick, but like he can't really stick it super far out. He's just like, Is there
any way I could check to see if this seems like a legit old man?
Yeah.
And not like someone in disguise.
Yeah, go for it.
Surprise.
What would I roll?
I really hope it's just the dragon woman. Anyways, here's syntax. Hands box over.
Hands box.
That's a
better.
20.
Not a nat 20, but yeah.
He seems genuinely kind. Is kind of the best way to put
Oh.
it. Is everything here, nothing seems like he's trying to manipulate anything. He
That's
seems
nice.
like he's genuinely wandering around, just genuinely likes seeing the world. Might be a little bit of the like crazy old dude where it's like he doesn't quite realize how dangerous the world actually is, especially if you're,
But he's-
you know,
but he's,
87.
like, genuinely an old man.
But he comes across as genuinely an old man. Genuinely someone who is old, who is
I don't like how he
wandering
seems genuinely
around.
every
like an
second.
old man.
Like
Um,
your insight tells you there is nothing to be threatened of by this man.
And
That's kind of
And
the
I
best way to
just-
put it.
And then he pulls
That's
out
all
a
you
gun.
need to
Just-
know.
fucking gave away the coin, too.
Yeah.
God damn it.
His big bushy, he has a big bushy white beard and like a little white mustache.
Oh, you have to trust him. He has a wizard hat on. He's a
Yeah,
sage.
here's artwork.
Oh, finally.
So he's
Holy
very
shit!
Oh,
I know who he is.
so he's
Yeah, we
very
all know who he is out of
Oh,
character.
yeah, out of character, but
Well, but what? Never
um
mind.
but yeah, so he's very
My fucking hero.
What is your name, sir?
my name. Well, what? He furrows his brow.
It's wet.
What is a good name? When you live so long and just do lots of things, you forget what one people prefer. Let's go with Larry.
I fucking hate you. My
Fucking
name
Monty
is...
Python vibes.
Yeah, fucking forgot his line.
Does he have the bird with him, or is that just the artwork?
He does not have the bird with him.
Fuck! Okay. So what the...
But
Wait,
hold on,
wait,
I
wait.
will say, as he says Larry, you do hear chirping somewhere coming from him.
Do you hear that?
They're a little bit more awake than they usually are at this hour. He shifts
Ooh.
his sleeve a little bit, and that's, yeah. He does not elaborate.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that? No.
I mean, you could ask.
So, no, what was... You heard that chirping, what was that?
Those are my finches, but they're asleep.
Did I see one?
Um,
Please.
he's like, and he does like a conspiratorial chuckle, and he's like, "Don't tell anyone." And then
No.
he lifts his sleeve, and you can see just like in there a little finch that like pops its eye open, and you get the like bird equivalent of like the cat you woke up from a nap, where it's just
Yeah,
like
fair.
glaring at you. You know, it's like this big, right?
Yeah.
A little golden finch, and he's just and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, didn't mean to wake up." And then he just like
Oh, but
folds
he's
it back in.
beautiful.
Like I said, they're
a beautiful
sleeping.
bird. I apologize for interrupting their sleep.
No,
They
that's
are
good.
beautiful.
He says very loud, and then you hear a chorus of little chirps from him, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Oh my god.
Jesus
Roll
Christ.
me
So,
a another history check for me,
Yeah, yeah.
or
Because that went.
a religion check.
Ooh, you're dead.
You already
It's the same number either
you
way.
already rolled the history, and it's a 5. So yeah, nothing comes
Both
to
are
mind.
+1.
Yeah, there's nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing changes. He
Well,
smiles at you, chuckles a little bit. What brings you?
What brings?
He points at you like oh,
God.
Nobody's awake.
Do it
though.
back.
No
No
one
one's
else is
awake.
awake. And he's like, "Oh, look at us. We're practically twins. I mean, we could have
Oh,
been
I know,
born the
right?
same year." Mhm.
I mean, we might have. Who knows?
I genuinely don't remember my age. He gives a thumbs up with that.
Perfectly fair. That's perfectly fair.
It's probably more than 87, but
I won't tell anyone. Just between us girls, yes.
Oh my
He
god.
chuckles at this. He's like, I like you. What's your name? I realize I gave you my name, Jerry, and you gave me your name, which is what?
I fucking hate you.
God. She'll just hold her hand out for a handshake and just, my name is Astrid.
That's a pretty name. I like it, Astrid.
I thought you said your name was Larry, though.
Yes, Carrie. That's what I said, right? Something along those lines.
You're so close. You're so close.
What did I say it was the first time?
Larry, with an L.
Really? I could have sworn it was. I could have sworn it was Carrie.
I mean, I'm happy to call you whatever you want.
No, we'll go with Larry. We'll stick with the first choice.
All right.
Again,
Whatever makes you happy.
you rolled a 20 on insight. He does not seem malicious. You can't tell if he's actually just senile or if there's something else. But there is no maliciousness here. He does not feel dangerous at all.
What? So, do you want to ask the question first? Do you want me to ask that we...
Oh,
stumbled on a
no,
little bit?
yes, go. I forgot what I was asking. No, I genuinely
what
don't.
brings you out?
Oh, yes, what brings you out question. Yes, I am on a stroll.
Yes, I can see that. I said a bit far out for a stroll, though.
It depends
I
on
don't
where
judge.
you're measuring. Is it far from this rock? No, it's not. He says that
Larry,
like
I
that
like you
answers
very
it
much.
all.
Larry, I like the way you think very much.
Why, thank you. It's specifically my own.
And it's
Oh my god.
wonderful.
Why, thank you. I like the way you think, because you think I think wonderfully. It's a rather nice
thank
compliment.
you.
I think
Why,
you think
thank you.
wonderfully.
Thank you so much,
Why
Larry.
are you out here? Asterin? I like your name. It's a fun name.
Thank you. We're just traveling.
Cool.
Unfortunately, we're just waiting for someone to pick us up at some point. But no, we're traveling.
Someone in
making our way
particular,
across
or just
Canada.
like a person to come by and be like, "Oh, I'm
Oh,
picking
no,
you up
there's
now."
Oh no! A person I know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine. I
Okay.
promise.
Because I was gonna say, I
Don't
mean,
go with
I'm not
strangers, I
the right
promise.
person, but I mean, I can try to pick you up, but I'm rather weak.
I wouldn't put that on your shoulders.
Why,
No
thank
pun
you.
intended. But
I have scoliosis.
yes,
How does he know what that is?
I wouldn't want to harm you any at all.
That's good. Don't worry
How does
about
he know
it.
scoliosis?
Because I'm an educated man. Now shut up.
If you don't mind keeping the noise down just a little bit.
Oh
while
yeah.
I
Oh,
sleep, you're
yes. Sorry.
You're welcome to take a rest by our camp if you need it.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Very nice. I
We don't have much, but
I think
you're
I'll
welcome
take
to
up
take a
on
rest.
that offer. It's not often, especially nowadays, that you get someone who welcomes a random stranger to their camp. Home and hearth, like I say. Do I say
I mean,
that?
we are in the middle of nowhere. It would be mean of me to just
Well,
say
middle
goodbye.
of nowhere is by definition somewhere.
I mean, you're completely right, Larry.
Was it Larry? Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. It was Larry.
I thought it was Jerry.
I fucking hate
That
you.
was the second one. That was the
That's
second
why.
one. Like I said, I'm happy to call you whatever you would prefer.
No, it's
Just tell
fine.
me.
This works.
All right. We just have to keep it down because everybody else is asleep.
Of course, of course. I don't mean to wake them up. He looks around the camp. It's a nice eclectic group you have here.
Some of them might if one of them wakes up, they might be a little startled by a stranger, so don't take any offense, please.
No
But
worries, it's fine, so long as they don't pull a weapon on me. Well, if they do, I suppose they do. It's not like I can stop them. But I'd prefer not. Weapons are sharp. Well, not all of them.
The Dragonborn might be spooked the most,
you
but
have a
his weapons are more his
Dragonborn?
hands. The weapons are more his hands.
Is he a
So-
monk?
Yes,
Well, that's very cool.
I think so as well.
Where did he study, perchance? Monastery?
Would Astrid know?
This monastery's this fucking streets. Let's be
no,
real.
I was literally gonna say that. Like the streets was his fucking.
That's what I
that
was
was his monastery.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing I could think of, but I couldn't remember if there was another specific
The
place.
streets with
Okay.
a Z.
Like, yeah, he doesn't belong to like a specific like religious sect or anything. It's like literally, it's just something he
What?
had. Like
Well, no, I know,
naturally.
but like he has a boss. That's what I meant. I
yeah,
didn't know
but
if that
no,
was
like
part
his
of it.
monk traditions and everything is just purely like his own like personal life.
Yeah. Well, he not a monastery. It's more self-taught, self-discipline.
That's impressive.
But it makes him a little bit more jumpy.
Totally fine. I'm happy
That's
that he
strange
feels
yourself.
comfortable enough to be asleep right now.
Well, growth, I guess.
Like his
is
like
a good
pillows
word for it.
twitching.
Yeah. I will
But,
say
maybe I'd recommend
everyone
not sitting next to him.
everyone can roll one perception check if they would like, because he is kind of being loud.
Please.
Fuck.
If
I
it's
did my
high,
best, guys.
if
I
it's
have an 18.
okay.
Oh,
So I was
shit.
gonna say, I kind of love that Carathana didn't roll high enough to wake up. She's like
But you just saw
15.
your
She's
old
done the
man.
full teenager sleep now, where like you're just dead to the world until noon.
Jesus.
But yeah, so I will say if you rolled a 14 or higher, you hear noise and you can wake up if you would like. Like, you know what it is. If someone's chatting or whatnot, like, you can let yourself go back to sleep and it's fine. But Astron's talking with someone. If you wake up enough to realize that, like, Astron was supposed to be alone on watch, like, that might be alarming. But also, that's up to you.
Yeah, no, Imogene's gonna hear Astron talking, and that's immediately like a red flag for him, so he's just gonna wake up.
I was
Does-
thinking like,
Oh no.
I was thinking like, oh, is it almost time for my shift? All right.
Oh no.
So like his tail's like flails like twitching, but now it just kind of like lifts and like slams on the ground kind of thing to like jolt himself awake.
Oh,
I
no.
think
So you just see him kind of like slowly rising.
Sorry, Astrid. I think I woke up the lizard.
That might have been what. That might be what happened.
Oopsie. He says in a like stage whisper, "Go back to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting at your fire, and you don't know who I am. I didn't mean to wake you up so you can go back to sleep."
He's gonna like as he's like getting up, crawling, he's like rubbing his eyes. He's like, Astron, what are you? He's like kind of like just
Oh, she's
hobbling
over
around
here.
looking
She's
for her.
sitting on my right.
As he hears that, he's just kind of going towards the voice.
Astra's just gonna make sure that she's in between the old man and Imogen.
Oh, now she's standing up.
Oh fuck.
When Evie's
I
like
think
bleary eyed
Eva-
waking up, could she see the man?
Oh yeah, totally. You totally
Does
see
he
him.
look like the statue underground? When she got the
Roll
light
a
out?
roll a
Oh.
history check with advantage, or religion
Astrid
check.
wouldn't have
This
just remembered
no.
the statue.
Here's the thing. No, because you didn't, and then I made you roll for it, and then you didn't. But
I did remember,
now,
I just didn't know if that
No,
was a
you're good.
verbal question
you're
to
good.
ask.
You're good. Then do me a favor. Why don't you then roll again? Same thing.
Okay.
Religion check with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Imogen is walking JoJo style to this man.
I
much.
love it.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's just like kind of like rubbing his eyes, doing like a fucking Jotaro walk to him.
Astron, unfortunately, the best you get is just that, like, he seems familiar. Like,
Yeah.
but
Alright.
and that might just be because he's comfortable and he's just, he has a comfortable aura to him, right? Evie immediately, like, here's the thing, his face is like ingrained on the side of your fucking like whiteout container.
Yeah.
Like you fucking like, of
Pringles
course,
man.
yeah. So you would know him as Fizbin.
Holy shit, Colonel Sanders.
But
Astron's
what
only
you
thought
would also
process
know,
is, if this is someone disguised, better to be nice to them instead of be mean.
you would know
and
that
offend them.
that Fizbin is also a name used by Bahamut, who is theoretically the like progenitor of all dragon kind. It's him and Tiamat who like are the first dragons. He is essentially the closest thing to just a straight up lawful good deity. Like, he is the lawful good god, is Bahamut.
Mm-hmm.
And he also happens to be a dragon.
Evie's seeing Santa right now.
Right?
Yeah, it's
She's like,
not to be weird. I don't like to use real world religion analogies, but Bahamut
Yeah.
is the Jesus of this setting, right?
Pretty
That
much,
can
right.
do no
Dragon
wrong.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I mean, minus the self-sacrifice, human sacrifice stuff, but like, as far
Yeah.
as the implication of seeing him, he is the
Yeah.
greatest good there is kind of the at least belief.
I'm the greatest good you're ever gonna get.
The greater good.
I am your wife.
Oh fuck.
yeah, so
Um,
after her eyes, like, actually recognize who that is, like, just eyes are wide, mouth just opens
Then
like a,
I will also say, as you kind of realize who that is, you like roll over to get up, and there's just a tiny golden finch right in front of your face that just like tilts its head sideways as it looks at you. You get the implication that it knows that you know, and it's a very conspiratorial little chirp from it.
Does Evie understand that chirp?
yeah, just
Jesus was an archlich. Well, what's great is
no.
archlich. Archlich is actually in D&D like a good aligned lich is an archlich. Jesus actually does kind of fit as an archlich, but okay. But yeah, so this dude, the bird kind of chirps and then like hops along the ground on over to Fizbin, and he's like, "When did you get out of the sleeve? Back you it go, come on." And then he'll look over and see, make eye contact with Evelina. "Oh, you're awake too. I'm dreadfully sorry, friend. But I suppose we can all chat now if you're wanting that, or go back to bed. You're fine. You can go back to bed."
I'm sorry to wake you, Evie.
My goodness, I'm just waking everybody right now.
Who are you?
My name is Carrie. Wait,
I-
no,
You were
Larry.
so- Larry.
It
Why
was
did
one
you-
of the airy words. I just
Why-
forget which one.
Why did you stutter on your name?
Oh, because I made it up, and I can't remember which one I made up.
and Evie potentially inside of he's actually, or for her own thing, like see if he's like hiding his name or
No,
because
no.
he's like kind of looking
You think
at him like
he probably just, she asked for a name, and he's like, okay, I'll give her a name.
I asked for his
I
name.
know, but he's still, yeah, he's just like, fuck it, it's more fun. What do
she's
people?
just look-
playing by Fey rules?
He's
she's just looking
I see
at
how
him
it
when
is.
he's giving the name like what?
yeah. You think it's definitely more of a like conspiratorial, it's fun, he, than necessarily a like I'm trying to hide who I am. It's just like, oh, there's no point in saying who I am. Like, I can at least act normal for a little bit before, It's like the famous person who someone doesn't realize they're famous, so they're not going to bring it to their
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, he just openly stated that he made up that name.
Right, so
And-
your name is fake.
Well, aren't all names? Somebody made them up at some point.
Oh, that doesn't make them fake.
I mean, that's a good point. But
It does make them invented. And
Sure,
isn't an
but you just
invention
said
just
your name
something
was
fake
fake.
that we all decide is actually going to be like really cool and we're going to say it's real now?
Not quite.
Agree to disagree, but okay.
Who are you?
I'm me, obviously.
what is,
Okay,
what
what's-
is your
He chuckles at
original
this. It's
name?
like, I'm intentionally being difficult, yes.
What is your original name?
Well, I don't think you'd be able to pronounce it, but we can call me
Okay.
Fizbin. Fizbin works.
What even do you know who that is?
Yeah, you fucking do. Yeah, Imogen.
Astrid, remember
So
now?
you literally worship Tiamat.
Yeah.
Like it is on your sheet. You
Actually, it's
worship.
funny you said that. I literally just put the streets.
Yeah, you worship Tiamat. Like you have stated in the past that like you actually are a religious character.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might not be strong religion, but it's still
Yeah.
religious. How dragons and by proxy Dragonborn oftentimes view religion is it's not necessarily that Tiamat is like good or evil or that they're enemies, so much as just it's almost like a this isn't a good example because nowadays it really is kind of just like your enemies, but it's kind of like someone with a different political opinion, right? Instead of like you're not meeting the devil because he's opposed to the god you worship.
Okay.
You're meeting a conservative and you're liberal,
So,
right?
I'm gonna say something really controversial right now, probably.
Oh no.
Yeah, but at the
Oh, no.
same time, you are having
Hold on.
confirmation of your religion right in front of you, your
Yeah.
specific pantheon. And keep in mind, there has not been religious confirmation in quotes forever. However, if there's
Yeah,
one
sure.
god people have said they've seen over the course of these 3,000 years, it has been Fizbin,
Oof.
or a form of Bahamut. But yeah, what is Imogen about to do?
You're just gonna fucking like bow down in respect, like full on like worship bow.
Fizbin will be like, no, damn it. Oh, I mean, thanks, but no. Get up.
What's happening?
Was hoping
What's going on?
Yeah, you're just gonna hear him like saying it's like, "Thank you for this blessed day. I'm not worthy for your presence."
And then Fizbin will grumble. He's like, I was hoping you guys wouldn't recognize the word Fizbin, but I mean, I guess it's a little too hopeful. I thought Larry was going to be a good one, but
What is happening?
It's-
Timo, who is he?
the problem is sometimes people think I'm a big deal.
He is a big deal.
Objectively, it depends on on your frame of reference. Just like how you said, are we near or far? I'm pretty close to that rock. So, like, come on over, friends. I suppose at this point we might as well just have a little kumbaya around the fire. Except there's
Makes
no
sense,
fire.
yeah.
Hold on a moment. He just points at the fire and it lights.
All
Very
right.
good. It's
Well-
just prestidigitation, but like, you know, he's like, it's a little bit warmer now.
Would the name jog Astrid's memory at all?
Yeah, all of what's happening now with Imogen bowing, all of that, you get Fizbin. You'd be like, oh shit, Fizbin.
Oh. I guess makes sense why you said you forgot how old you are.
That's very true. I stopped counting at 85.
That's valid. It's a lot of numbers.
Yes, I know I'm at least 87.
Yeah.
So I technically
give you
didn't
that.
lie.
No, I'll give you that. That's fair.
Not like I can. I'm not like some weird fae who can't lie. I can lie through my teeth as much as I want.
Fun, isn't it?
It's very fun sometimes. I enjoy pickles. See, that was a lie.
Oh,
But yes. Here's the thing. Pickled things are helpful. But I just
Yes.
not biggest like vinegar's good and cucumbers are good. But together I'm just sorry, why am I talking about this? I appreciate you all letting me into your camp. It's very kind of you. Please get off the floor. Please stop kowtowing. Please, I don't. Nope, we're good. Up. Come on, just sit. He'll like guide you to sit. So please, let's not do that anymore. Thank you. He looks at Astrid and just mouths, "Children." Like the children, am I right kind of thing, you know? It's like, well,
Fizbin, this is my oldest friend Imogene, and this is Evie, Evelyn.
yes, I am somewhat. I know a little bit about you from the grandchildren.
From the what?
Oh,
Oh, you mean the
Yeah,
dragons?
Oh,
the
dear.
ones who are rather self-important, yes.
yes, they are your actual grandchildren.
Well, somewhere along there, definitely related. They might be closer to proper children. It's a little hard to process. Like, I don't know, you forget who you're related to, but technically all of them.
I don't wish to offend you.
Because they're
but I think-
assholes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Let me clear the air there.
Yes. Here's the thing. We dragons live a long time, so we lose touch of lots of things. We also are just a little self-important to begin with. And so it doesn't tend to end well when we're really old. Got to keep that
Fair
frame
enough,
of
but-
reference. After all, even I'm a little insane. But
Yes, but you're much friendlier.
well, but that's because I've given up trying. He says that like that is a solution. No, truly. Back when I was very, very, well, into myself and self-importance, it's exhausting. You do that for a couple 100,000 years and just tell me you're going to keep doing that. You won't. You won't keep doing that.
No, it's fair.
You got to enjoy life. It's like the little demon in the girl's head says. You have to enjoy life.
You.
Kira's
What?
did tell us about that, right? Yeah, okay.
Xanther's snoring in a corner, so don't worry.
I mean, it's probably a dumb question, but how did you know that? You already knew all of our names, didn't you?
Of course.
All right.
I'm a god. In like a true
Yes,
sense of the
alright.
term. I don't like to boast, but it is a fact. So here's the thing. Demon lords, all that stuff. Yeah. Me and the lady, Tiamat, here. So,
Yeah.
I don't mean it meanly, but it's true. Even now, this is technically an aspect. I'm having 4,897 different conversations right now.
I'm so sorry.
That does not mean that you're not important. Don't get me wrong. It's just scale. No.
No pun intended.
Haha. I didn't think of that one. Oh. Ugh. An elf after my own heart.
I do my best.
Well, I appreciate your best. It is some good stuff.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
it's tricky because it's been hard to keep in track of what's going on. I've been a little preoccupied the last 3,000 years, as the only real deity still connected to the material. I've been randomly wandering and trying to help, and it is exhausting, if I am being completely honest. I just want to say, you lot, whether you think it's good or bad, that doesn't matter. You lot are instigating a change. The end of an era, end of a eon, the end of, well, the end of the current and the start of something new.
Is it good or
That's
bad?
tough.
It's inevitable. If it's not you, it will be someone else. At least with you, you have the power to shape it somewhat. Although I do think it is quite burden to put on people so young. But I suppose for some, the ability to enact their will and to not be helpless can be refreshing, even if it means a bit too much responsibility at too tender of an age. Speaking of too much responsibility, he points at Carathana. That one needs to relax.
Yes, every time I try doing that to her, she yells at me.
Well, of course, it never works to just tell someone to relax. It's like telling someone to calm down. You're objectively going to leave them less calm.
Nobody likes to hear that kind of
Oh, it's a dick move.
response.
Oh, I don't say that. I offer solutions.
No, your heart's in the right place. There was a reason why I came here, and I'm forgetting what it was.
That was
He
going to be my
chuckles
next
a little bit
question.
at
You
that.
weren't just randomly walking.
Well,
out
I
there,
was
so
kind of
were you?
randomly walking. To be fair, I just wanted to meet you all, and I hadn't yet. You have my whiteout. He points at Evelina.
That's so funny.
I would like to say one of my favorite things I've made. Really up there. It was a 10 out of 10. Might like it more than I like Tanazir.
Oh, it's very good, very useful. Very helpful in a pinch.
It is, isn't it? My favorite is the fish spell.
Oh my god.
What's the fish spell?
It's when you change the wish spell. Do you know what a 9th level fish is?
No.
It's remarkable, that's what it is.
Is,
Oh my god.
is it magical or is it just a fish?
It's a 9th level fish.
A giant ass Gruber falls from the sky.
I'm not even going to justify that further. I feel like you're a wizard. You have to figure it out on your own. Get the fish spell. Test it. Change the world. Be the change you want to see.
You all got the sparkly in her eyes, like, okay.
What
I
would
gotta try that
happen if
one
you
day.
changed it to? What would happen if you changed it to dish?
You'd get a 9th level dish.
I am definitely not going to be trying that
Why not?
eventually.
Could be
It does.
interesting.
Okay, again, off the topic. There was a reason I came here.
What if it's a 9th level witch?
That's,
Oh no, that's too many
that's,
letters.
yeah, that's too many
Oh,
letters
you have
to
to, it
change.
changes
Yeah,
one,
that-
one
that's
little.
too
Yes,
letters.
it's a 1-letter change.
Yeah,
It's
two
a
letters.
great magic
That's-
item, but it also gives you a headache because there's all these amazing opportunities, and
It's
then you're
late
like,
at night,
I don't know what to do, and then you
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been juggling. I only have.
Yes,
know
this
how to
was
change
it.
one.
This was it. Be careful of my children.
I mean, no offense, but I think that was a given
Yes,
after we
Isn't it?
finally met
but
them
it's
all.
more than you think.
Is there anything in particular?
I wish I could intervene further.
You fish, you could intervene further.
Again, I did not plan that one, but that was very clever. I like that. But no, unfortunately, I am still bound to the outer planes. I can manifest on the material plane better than any god. I was able to manifest here briefly before you started taking down the locks, but now I can at least linger. I can do more than just like a dream vision. But,
What do you mean taking
Wait.
down the locks?
Was that you in my head?
He smiles. No, that was a little one. You know who it is.
Yes, the silver one.
Yes. Well, of course, it was your little friend Animo.
What?
Or at least what he could be. Or will be. Should he fully grow.
Animals a dragon?
Well, all of them are. The Animus theorem is calculating a dragon, my sweet one.
I mean, that was just mentioned to us by somebody.
Dragons are born of the material plane. It's why I have a connection, and why once the outer planes were ripped away and locked away, I could still sort of manifest here. A good way to think of it is, dragons are the Earth, are reality. So, if you're going to create life out of that, it's going to be a dragon.
If Animo can become a dragon because he's the Animus there, and
It's not
the
that
other
he can,
dragons
he
are.
is. But yes, continue.
This what I meant. But in the other dragons are Animus terms. Do you know what it was underneath the skull that Animo described as his sister?
A failed attempt. Look,
You
just...
described her as being opposite.
Well, yes. Think of... No, that'd be physics. That doesn't exist for you. So... No.
Yeah, we never learned gravity.
This is going to
Just
talk about a
casually
black
dropping
hole.
Just casually
Starts
dropping
floating.
that sentence.
Physics.
What do you
doesn't
know
exist
quantum
for you.
mechanics? Wave function collapse? No? No? Okay, never mind, I guess. Oof.
We have the word quandrix, but we don't have quantum physics. I see how it is.
Yeah, right? They believed in the quantization of magic, not the quantization of reality.
You know what I mean?
But he'll just say, look, I can't intervene. I can show my will in the sense that I can talk. I can influence. But I can't cast spells. I can't actually poke around and do things. So instead, the ones who are here are kind of the ones who have to do it. I could go to my dragonkin and make them, listen to Gramps. But it's your world, ultimately. And while you might not be in it for very long compared to my children, you're still in it, and you deserve the right to influence it as you so choose. No?
Sure.
How?
But also,
how much?
my children have ulterior motives, and it is true dragons can attain a level of power that many cannot, and power corrupts.
Yes, it does.
Well, how much do you know of why Strixhaven itself was created with the dragons
It's for
and
power.
the spires?
It's a power under the guise of helping, but it's still for power.
What do the spires do exactly, in your opinion?
Well, they're a lock. They're the anchor that keeps the lock in place and keeps the outer planes, well, outer.
And that's what's keeping you away.
Yes.
as
It's
you
also what's
stated
keeping
earlier.
away their little mind parasite. That's insulting. I'm sorry. Grost isn't that bad. He throws really good rages. You may laugh, but it's a fact.
I believe you.
Don't get me wrong.
I-
I am adamantly, diametrically opposed to him. Like, we have fought quite literally a lot. But,
all right.
but
Do-
Some
your-
iterations of him are fantastic. Farlogan? Yes.
Oh my god. In your professional opinion, should the spires stay or keep being broken?
It doesn't matter what I want. It's what you...
What do you think will happen if they all break?
I think everything's going to change. I think the world's going to become a lot more dangerous and a lot safer. But either way, as with change, the actual
Isn't that
act
how
of
the world can be
changing...
described?
I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
Or, the world could already be described as dangerous and safe, so
Exactly.
would it be that much different?
Change, and the time around change, is always upheaval, is always dangerous, is always uncertain. You don't know if the ending is going to be good or bad, but you can try and make it so. I will say, there's no way that the locks would stay forever, whether it's these 3,000 years or 30,000 from now. They will fall at some point. Not saying that that means there's no reason to defend them, and that there's no reason to take them down. After all, everyone dies, but that doesn't mean you don't live your life.
That is true.
It's all about the journey. Is your journey to remove the locks? Like I said, the world is changing. Are you going to be an instrument of change? And if so, are you going to be an instrument of change for the better, change for the worse, or change for the selfish? And what is good, bad, selfish, all that? It doesn't really matter. It's all your opinion. And that's what makes it so great. I'm sorry, I spoke over you. I got excited. Also, I almost woke up the child. Actually, roll a perception. He's yelling. He's like standing and doing like big gestures.
How old is Karatha now by this point?
She's probably about like 16 or so.
Alright.
He's out cold.
Yeah. I will
Close.
say at this point, if Karathana would like to wake up, she can. I'm not.
Emerson, I got a dip. I'm tired.
You're good. You're good. I'm sorry about that. You're all good. Head on out. I was about to actually say that we should probably wrap it up. But let's just finish up this scene real quick and then we'll call it. You're all good, Trent. Head on out. I know people have work and stuff. Are people good to finish a scene or would people like to call it here?
I can finish.
I can finish.
I can finish if it's going to be less than like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I plan on it being very, very brief.
Okay.
But yeah, you're all good, Trent. You can hop on out. Don't feel you're good. Thank you for hanging out, even though we didn't do much with you today. I'm very sorry, but thank you regardless.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna switch us to technical difficulties for a brief moment.
Morning, Karatha. No, there's a god in the camp.
But yeah,
There's
so
the
Yeah,
god in
she's
the camp.
definitely going to wake up.
yeah, I'm not gonna say you can't. Do you know what I mean? Like you're, yeah.
Do I need to roll to see if I recognize?
No, because dialogue, you'll very quickly. He's
Cool.
not being weird. He's just like, oh, you're awake. Come on over. Name's Fizbin. A pleasure. You'd probably, yeah, you're fine. You know who that is.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. I am very proud of you. I know I don't have any reason to claim pride, but nevertheless, you are doing so wonderful with what the universe has thrown at you.
Kay is crying. Absolutely crying. She just woke up. She's half asleep. She doesn't know if this is real or a dream.
Yeah.
But like
God literally just told her I'm
Jesus.
proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh my God.
he'll then turn to everyone. I lied. That's the real reason I came here. You lot were down. He points at Imogene. And then Kaerthana. Specifically you two. I think you need to be easier on yourselves. Like I said, you've found yourselves forced into a situation where you're kind of determining a lot of everything going on right now. No one should have to do that, let alone people as young as you. So give yourselves a damn break. You don't need to know if you like being friends with people. You don't need to know if you like anything. Just live life. And yeah, life's gonna fucking suck. People are gonna die. And pain's gonna hit. And it's gonna be bad. But at the same time, you're alive. You're able to feel it. And you only know it's so bad because it's been good other times, no? You all are doing so good. And just be fucking nice to yourselves, no? Know that you have fucking friends. He looks at Astrid. They're all here. Know that it's okay to have trauma, he says, looking at Evie. You can be afraid. Like, by the gods, just let yourselves live, man. You don't have to be strong for anybody. He stands up and like brushes off his hands. Well, I wish I had something to actually give you lot and be like, oh, here's a divine emissary, take this and you have to do good. But unfortunately, pretty much all of my power was just in showing up here. So, all I have is good 2 thumbs up, which I'm sure is incredibly disappointing and makes you question your faith. But
Do you have, before you go, do you have any advice on how to manage the demon in my head?
yeah, sure. Do you like him there?
No.
Then get rid of him.
Oh god, I fucking love this guy.
Okay,
Get
thank
good.
you.
Look, I don't have every solution. It's been 3,000 years since the gods have started poking around on the material plane. I need to go into my library. I'm dusty. But, well, I'm also just old. But, I mean, you know what I mean. My thoughts. I'm not, you know.
Don't sell yourself short.
He stands up and kind of like... No, I'm actually pretty short like this. But, But what was I saying? Look,
She'll just finger gun it.
the demon's a demon. They're kind of a problem, but also, I don't know. This is coming from someone who is very, very different from a demon. But, sometimes I think we all can benefit in learning to cut loose a little.
Okay.
Not saying become a demon, obviously. There's scale. But
Okay.
he connected to you because you have a depth of emotion that is literally divine. You are capable of so much love. But the problem is that also means you're capable of a lot of sadness. And a lot of all of the negative emotions. Demon's gonna try to play up on those ones, specifically anger and all of that. But know that you're capable of all of them. If that's helpful.
I think so.
You'd be surprised what wonderful things mortals can do. In fact, I think they do marvel so much more often than us gods. After all, sometimes just getting up in the morning is marvelous, no? Knowing everything someone's going through and that they still choose to keep moving. That's far more divine than anything I can do. He looks down at his hand and you see it looks almost like he's going like Thanos snapped, dusted. It starts sort of cracking and drifting away. Oh,
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Phooey.
No.
I think my time's up. Stayed a little bit long. But
It's really wonderful to meet you.
it was wonderful to meet you. After all, you're the ones who enriched my evening. After all,
Thank you,
I made
Vincent.
you all wake up. It's almost like you rolled above a 90, and I was only going to show up if you rolled above a 90.
Oh my god.
Oh my fuck you.
That's why I was like, fuck. He was on the random encounter table for night sleeps that I've had, because you guys are going to be out and exploring stuff. But I'm like, you're not going to roll above a 90. You
We
are.
got it on night 1.
No, but that's the thing is, like, I have a whole fucking table. And this was supposed to be,
Fuck
like,
yeah,
more the
Carly.
climactic part where, like, you're already really depressed, and then he shows up and he's like, you're doing good. But now,
Carly the MVP.
More depressed than this?
it's gonna be
You
worse.
can't get any higher than this.
But yeah, like, you know, it's supposed to be more, he's here for emotional support, guys. He's your emotional support deity.
Incredible.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's kind of, his one whole hand just like falls to the ground and he's like, oh, that's a little morbid. He like stomps it out and it just like turns into dust. He's like, yeah, that's a little better. But
Yeah.
any final questions? No? Yes? Maybe. He's an idiot, but he's a nice idiot. He points at Xanther.
Oh my god.
What about
Well,
What about
obviously,
my
I'm not
brother?
gonna tell him an idiot. Oh yeah, fuck, Nim's here.
does he say that in character?
I mean, it's
fuck.
in character, like he absolutely would,
Yeah.
but it's like
Oh fuck.
Nim and Ryza, whew, do they have a lot to deal with? I
Yeah.
think both of them just need to realize they're not alone. I think that's what all of us need to realize, no? Look, power's
if
great, being a
there's-
god's great, but it's fucking lonely. Why do you think I'm palling around with fetuses? He gestures at you all.
Jesus Christ.
By any chance,
Hatchlings? Is that a better term? I don't know what the proper term is for mammals. I'm sorry.
No, you're correct, but actually it sounds a little less gross, if that makes sense.
Good point. Good point. I'm working on it. See, it's been a while. And there goes
Oh, that's
my
good.
other hand. Okay.
do you know
could
anything
also see
about me?
children, I mean.
About you?
Yes.
In what way? He says
Like
in a
my
gleam in his eye
origin.
that, like, blatantly tells you he knows something about you.
Like my origin.
Like your parents?
Anything.
Well, what do you want to know?
I don't know anything other than my name. That's all I've known growing up.
How about this? He makes to reach for something in his pocket, and he's like, oh, wait.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
He's like,
I love
funnily
this guy
enough,
so much.
that was also something I came here for. You, my friend, you have a brother. And then he fades to dust in the middle of his sentence.
No.
Fucking of course. Fucking of course.
So that's where we're gonna end the session.
Oh my
Wait, can I do one zinger?
Yeah.
Can I do one zinger,
Yeah.
please? Astrid will just kind of walk over, kind of seriously to Eugene, and then just put like a hand on her shoulder and go, "Welcome to the Surprise Brother Club, apparently."
Hell yeah.
Imogen is fucking sobbing.
Oh.
Oh no!
Aw.
Like he's having a breakdown.
Oh no! She'll hug him. If we're continuing, I don't know.
Before just rubbing it in his face.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry that our very ending here is just voices with a technical difficulty sign. But, yeah. That's what it is right now. But I hope you guys had fun. You guys had the random encounter that was not supposed to happen yet. But also I love when stuff like that happens. Truly random stuff like this, where like it doesn't really like mess things up for him to show up, but like wasn't the plan. I love it. It's great. But yeah, so we finally are getting a little bit of Imogen stuff. And yeah, for those, you guys can't see it, but Jerry has like a tiny one of those little hands that goes on a finger, and he's just stroking his eye with it. It's very unnerving. But with that, I will see you guys later. Next week, the 17th, we will be partying hard, and Syntax will be coming back with new discoveries about himself, and the rest of the group will be venturing forth into the wilds of Ensara, a place full of depression.
Wow.
It's our
You're gonna
grimdark
fucking die.
fantasy setting. Like that's Ensara is the grimdark fantasy.
God damn.
Which is why this character was going to be a nice breath of fresh air. Fresh of breath air.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye
Very
guys. Bye. I'm done.
Bye.
See ya.
Breath there.
Bye.